kids from last year, some new kids, some graduated, and be able to put them in that place and then really start them off at the level you expect them to be at the beginning?
Yeah, so an idea that we came up with last year was last year's team was team 131. So what that means is there's been 131 teams that have played football for Wahoo High School. You go all the way back to the first team was in 1876. Julie shared a picture with me of the very first team in high school. So it was kind of cool to look at the historical aspects of that, but also more so is that last year's team was last year's team, and I didn't want last year's team to really focus on how the success we had in the year prior, making it to the state finals, coming up short with the state runner-up, but I didn't want them to assume that just because we had success the year previously, that was going to automatically happen again. And it's the same approach this year. This is team 132. It's different components, and I explained to our seniors, we start captains meetings and leadership meetings in the spring, so this would have been last spring. I talked to them, the fun that the coaches get to have is we get to put together this puzzle every year, and each kid is a piece of the puzzle, and we got to figure out how this puzzle can look the best, and that's the fun of getting to coach, and I think our kids understand that, and that also sets them up for what roles are they going to have with this team. Not everybody gets to be what they want to be in terms of role for this team, and we have to figure out what each player's roles are and what makes this team the very, very best. So our kids have really, like I said, they've latched on to some of those things, and I think that thinking helps them kind of just focus and stay in the moment and be successful each and every week.
Now, you've had the unusual ability last year to have a lot of the second string play second half of the game. Having that experience rolling into this year, is that something you can't expect to always have?
No, absolutely not. And we were very fortunate with how a lot of our games unfolded last year. And we had a lot of playing time for some of these kids that are on the field now that maybe weren't starters last year. But they got a chance to play on Friday nights under the lights in a lot of different settings, and a lot of times obviously the game was in hand, so the pressure might be a little bit different this year, but they've grown into some of these roles, and I think that was the other thing that was most rewarding about last week is, there were some question marks in the offensive and defensive lines with some guys that played some last year as some of those guys that rotated in, but they weren't necessarily starters, and I thought our offensive and defensive lines played really, really well last week. So yes, that experience that they got last year in terms of some of those games that they got to play in, it definitely helped and got them ready for what this year brings. The other thing that sometimes gets forgotten is, if you look at the last two seasons, the last previous two seasons, we've played 13 weeks, 13 games, so that's 15-week seasons. Well, when you make deep runs in the playoffs, that's 4 extra weeks of practices. So, a lot of our sophomores, a lot of our juniors this year have had a lot more practices than some of our opponents have had because we're practicing deeper into these seasons, and that's allowing a lot more developmental time for those kids in practices, and if they get to games because of how the games unfold, that's also helpful as well.
And then, without giving away any secrets, tonight's game, any changes or anything that you wanted to focus on for the kids to be able to just improve or work on?
This week is my least favorite week of the year because it's homecoming.
Yep.
And there's 1,000 distractions for these kids to have, and there's enough other distractions for a high school kid. And it seems like we create even more with this kind of week. But I think our kids have handled that very well. Our number one theme of the week was focus, to try to maintain some level of try to understand what's important this week. They all know that if there wasn't a football game on Friday night, there wouldn't be any homecoming festivities at all. So they understand that's really the most important thing with this. And I just want to see the kids get a chance to play in front of our home crowd. Our second home game this year. We talk to our seniors all the time. They only get this year we got 5 home games that I could promise them that they're going to get to play in front of their home crowd times, and that's something that is very special. We have a great home environment, and we just want to see them make the most of those opportunities. So those are kind of the things we're focused on. Our keys and our goals every week never change. It doesn't matter if we're playing the first game of the year or we're playing the 13th game of the year. things like taking care of the football, playing fast, playing physical, trying to minimize mistakes. Those things are always going to be at the core of what we do. So there's nothing any special this week because it's homecoming, other than we try to get them a little more dialed in to the actual game and not really get too engulfed with everything else that's going on with this week.
All right, and then some of the seniors kind of special were like Kaminsky stepped in quarterback when he was a sophomore and really has been a huge leader. Yeah,
Jace has done a great job for us. I mean, managing the offense the last 3 seasons. He's very comfortable in that role and what he's doing. This year we're asking him to do maybe a little bit more because he has that experience, and we're growing into what that role looks like as well. Just much like the entire team, we're not a finished product right now. We're far from where we need to be. I know Jace would like to have maybe a few more passing attempts or passing yards than what we have right now, but those are all things that, again, are a work in progress. But he's done a tremendous job of being a leader for us. He's been a captain the last 2 seasons, and there's no doubt our team wouldn't be as good without him at quarterback. So we're very fortunate to have him.
And then also that first generation being there, encouraging and being a leader to the next generation and preparing them.
Very much so. We had really, really, really good leaders here. 2 seasons ago with Barrett LaValle, Sam and Josh Edmonds and Avery Weeding, just to name a few of them, Jonas Schnackenberg. Those guys kind of set the table for where we are right now in terms of leadership. And when I see those guys and see their parents, I make sure to explain to them, we had a great run with your senior season, but the legacy of what that class set up is much more than that. And I think our guys understand that as well this year. They're very grateful for the leadership we had last year with that senior group. Braylon Iverson and Caden Smart, to name a few of those guys, that really helped us out. Eli Emerson and Jake Scanlon, they were tremendous players, but they were also great leaders for us. So we kind of lean on what that leadership looked like, right? And we certainly hope that this year's group remembers what that great leadership looked like. And they got to be themselves. They got to be authentic. They can't be try to be somebody they're not, but they try to use some of those things that made an impression on them and try to make an impression on this next group that we have coming, right? These juniors that are going to be seniors next year, then the sophomores and the freshmen coming up. So, it's one of those things we try to keep it going, right? And you try to hopefully success breeds success with all of that, and just try to keep things moving in the right direction.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great start of the season. Thank you for all that you do to be able to encourage and to help the students become better students, athletes, individuals.
You bet. I appreciate you coming in and giving us time for the interview, and again, feel very fortunate and blessed to have this job to get to do this. So very lucky. So thank you.
Welcome back to Falcons facing the Warriors. I'm trying to remember where I'm at today. We actually are simulcasting all over the place. If you can't find this broadcast, you're not looking hard enough. You can watch it on Saunders County Online's YouTube, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, WDC Any Media YouTube. Listen to it right here on 99.3 FM on wahooradio.com. I'm Kelly Johnson. John Herrera, you're going to have to put up with us today. Our other broadcasters not able to be here today. But, John, tell us a little bit about what we're dealing with today. The Falcons coming in to face off against the Warriors.
Well, they're coming in, Kelly. Another great night to be here. Another great night to be a Warrior. The Falcons from DC West are coming in here. Record of 1-3. They just got done having a battle with Ron Colley. They lost a close one, 19-14. Before that, they had a tough one up at Pierce, 42-6, and then they beat Nebraska City 20-7 after opening up their beautiful new complex with the turf, football, baseball, softball fields, and the track. Beautiful place over there. They opened that up, taking an L to Ashland, 48-0. But tonight's all about really us more than it is who we're playing. We can't let anybody look past tonight. I mean, it's a team that always has good athletes. Last year they had all kinds of perimeter players, all kinds of athletes. They got some big linemen out there, and there's no room There's no room for overlooking an opponent. And everybody says, hey, it's not a very big game, but then try and lose a game like this, and you'll find out if it's a big game or not. But
well, that's the fact. I was talking with some of the Falcons last week as we were covering that, and it's like there's definitely some frustration on the Falcons side for this year, but they have the talent. They just need to put it together. If once they put that together, then again, that could happen at any time, and you just don't know who they're going to be playing when that actually happens. But the Warriors, they have been rolling strong this season, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a great season. They got started off with a bang, beating up on Nebraska City, but then the real turbo mode hit when they played Ashland, and they really got after Ashland in a hard-fought physical game, and then pulled away and had a running clock in the second half, 35-0 at Ashland, which was an amazing game. Played really well. Kip had a big night, and then you followed up with an Aurora game where it was 42-0, and Aurora's varsity scored on the young guys. Otherwise, our older guys haven't given up a point all year. We've given up 7 points total all year, so really the defense has been a huge bright spot this year. Obviously, Kip and Jace and all the guys up front on offense have been playing great. The line of scrimmage has been playing great. And the offense has been churning out, but, man, the defense has just shut people down.
Well, the kickoff is caught in return, and actually quite a return all the way out to the 40-yard line, or for a great start for the Falcons.
Yeah, good start. Get out a little bit of return yardage there and give them a good starting position, because the thing that we've found is we've held opponents on the negative side of the field for most of the beginning of these games. And when you're back there pinned deep and, you punt and we're in good position, then we run them down, we score, and you just hold people on this side of the field, it's difficult to get anything going.
Well, that was one of the things I spoke with Coach Fox about. How do you get stay from being overconfident? All right, so we have shotgun, hand back, and a whistle right off the bat.
Looks like we might have been in the neutral zone there. A couple guys were hopping around there. I don't know if Logan got in there. It looked like on our side he was coming off the edge. And
offsides against the Warriors.
Yeah, excited to get in there and make a play.
That is something you don't ever want to do, is give free yards away.
Yeah, I mean now they got a first and 5, so it's a super manageable situation to get to midfield and have a first down. So
right,
this would be a great time to make a nice play on defense and get the yardage back.
Okay, Falcons are lining up. One receiver on the far side, tight in the middle. Single back. Handoff comes to the near side.
There we go.
And runs right into. So who do we have that's there for the tackle?
It looks like we had Harry, we had Stacekel, we had Logan Kelly in there. Pretty much the whole left side of our defense was in on that. Eli was in on that. And pretty much we almost took back the 5 yards we got on the penalty. So
loss of 4 on that. So
that
now it's 2nd and 9 for the Falcons. Sun is about to set. Thank you for the cloud cover, so we're not staring straight into the sun when when we're looking that way.
That's beautiful. Beautiful night tonight in Wahoo. My goodness, for a game. Unbelievable fall. Beautiful night.
2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Steps in.
There we go. Here we go, Jack.
And not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's, right at the line of scrimmage.
The Krieger family stopped him for no gain. The brothers Krieger and a mix of a few other yellow shirts there. But Jack got a hold of him, and Harry came in and cleaned it up. And
so could have had a loss there.
A lot of it's always good to see a lot of yellow jerseys around the ball.
It is.
When you're watching film and you see a lot of yellow around the ball or blue or whatever, that means we're pursuing of the ball, we're getting after it. Everybody wants in on that action. So big third down right here.
Falcons lining up. Receivers wide on each side, 1 back. Snap, looking to throw. Throw goes across, and that's a catch. And then some.
Yeah, nice throw and catch right there.
So nice throw and catch, but
Nolan Asher, that's kind of their dude. He was kind of their playmaker last year. 6'4", 220, that's tough to deal with.
That puts them first and 10 on the Warrior 40.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a nice throw right there. And there's certain routes, if you run them right, it's hard to defend that. And when you're 6'4", it's hard to defend that too. I mean, our corners are not 6'4", that's for sure.
Line up with a single back, shotgun. One receiver on the far side, handoff right up the middle.
There we go.
And that one gets stopped with about a yard gain.
Nice job there, Harry, filling the gap.
So they actually gave him 2 yards.
Harry and Eli right there on the play. And I think when it comes to running right at us, I think the Warriors are advantage on that. And can we get in some passing lanes? Can we get some pressure on this quarterback to keep him from slinging it around? Because they did throw a few bombs. They threw it around a little bit. I mean, they're an athlete-based offense, so they're not going to line up, like a Pierce or whatever and just try to run it down your throat. These guys are going to try to use every bit of the field, and it's a good challenge for us.
And now we have the pitch off to the far side.
Oh.
Blow dead before the tackle.
Logan Kelly was blowing that option up in the backfield. It's just a matter of what happened on the penalty. Were we offsides? We were offsides again.
Against the Warriors.
Well, that would explain how he got in the backfield so quick. But
yeah.
Nice play, but.
That puts him 2nd and 3.
Yeah, we don't want to be making those mistakes. That's 2 defensive penalties right there.
That have given so far 10 yards free
yeah.
for the Falcons.
And now, they're darn near down to the 30-yard line. So we gotta stop the unforced errors.
Snap comes back.
And I don't know if he was on a blitz out there and he was just excited to get to the play. That time he was kind of stationary on the edge there, and he came in and just about batted the pass down.
Yeah, it was reaching up there. And
short pass towards the Wahoo sideline, and we were able to get – and I think when you get in those passing lanes, it just makes it that much harder for the quarterback to throw it, and that's the key tonight. Can we disrupt that quarterback a little bit? And
so that brings up 3rd and 3 for the Falcons on the 33-yard line. Receivers on each side. Single back pistol. Stepping back, throw, and that got disrupted.
Nice pressure by Eli and Grady Meyer getting in there. I think when you watch the Falcons here and you see where 19 is lining up, there's your key right there. He is a playmaker on the outside, and they were kind of going his direction, but he was forced to throw quick, and there's no reason for them to punt. I mean, they're on the
33-yard line.
So, yeah. When you're going to punt it to the 1, who cares? Let's go for it. I mean, they're looking to make some plays against a good team, so here we go. I think we're going to probably see this a lot tonight if they're on our side of the field.
Yeah, so they are lined up. 2 receivers on the near side, single on the far side. Throw goes deep, and that is caught.
Oh, did he catch it?
Did he catch it? Did he drop it? So
it looked like he.
Warriors are saying no.
They are calling it a catch, but he's down. He's kind of banged up a little bit. Landed funny. Might have landed hard on the turf there.
So that puts Falcons 1st and 10, and they are on the.
It's like about the 12, maybe.
The 12-yard line, yeah.
Yeah. So the passing game right now that's the question we got to answer tonight.
Right now, closer than almost every other team out there to in the red zone.
Yeah, other than Ashland, I don't know if anybody's been this far into our.
There's only been territory. 7 points scored against the Warriors, and that was against the second team. So
now, if we can do to these guys what we did to Ashland when they got down deep, then that's fine with me. Fumble, run back for a touchdown is fine with me. But
handoff goes to the left side. Looks like a gain of about 2 yards.
Regardless of what happens here in the next few plays, I mean, if you're a DC West person, you're excited about what they just did. So they came out and took it right at us. Got a couple bounces on a couple penalties, but they made plays. I mean, they straight made plays in the passing game and ran it for a few yards, but they're doing what they want to do right now. So it's on us to.
It's like they've
put a
been
stop
watching
to
a
this
lot
business.
of film leading up to this game.
Yeah.
Lining up with a single receiver on the near side. Tight formation in the middle. Rolling out. Holding on to the quick pass. Gets batted away, but still caught.
This is the kind of stuff. Tipped up in the air, and some guy running a shallow drag just was right there and caught it.
Caught it right there, so that puts them on the 1 yard line.
I think it's first and goal in the one.
First and goal at the one.
Hurry up offense trying to wedge it in. And they
push
might
it
have
in.
it. It's close.
What do they call it?
Marking it down really short of the goal line.
They're marking it down at the 1 foot line.
Looks like it's time for another wedge or another tush push.
So tight formation. Grabs it.
You got in.
So the Falcons strike first. And we were just actually talking about that beforehand. The Falcons have a lot of talent. They just haven't been able to piece it together.
Yeah.
And you just never know when that is going to come together. So now they're putting the PAT team together.
And that's why you don't play them on paper. You got to come out and do it.
Right.
And everybody around the state right now that's got any score feed is going, what in the wide world of sports is going on in Wahoo?
Right.
And we haven't even got the ball yet. So they've done a decent job of.
Kick is up, and it is good.
They've done a good job of possessing the ball. I mean, there's only 6.5 minutes left, so they've chewed up a lot of this first quarter, which is kind of what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Even though we do have a lot of big plays on offense, but we're the running team. We're the team that pounds it out and possesses the ball. So now there needs to be a come to Jesus type meeting over there defensively and say, you know what, we're not going to allow this anymore. We really got to buckle down.
Well,
this team is challenging our manhood.
Yeah, that definitely woke up the Falcons side of the fan base right there.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're fired up.
Yeah. So we do want to say thank you to sponsors as part of our broadcasts. Tonight's anchor sponsor is First Bank of Nebraska. We also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. So that brings the receiving team for the Warriors out, which is kind of an unusual situation to see.
Yeah, we don't return a lot of kicks.
You don't return a lot of quick kicks.
Usually one a game or two a game is the most. But if I'm out there and I'm talking to these kick return guys, I'm saying all you dudes up front better keep your eyes on that ball.
Yeah.
Because what do they got to lose kicking a short one?
Exactly.
This is a nothing to lose game for them. There's no pressure on DC West. They're just going to come out and just do whatever. They're going to try whatever they got. They're going to throw the sink at us. So they better keep their eyes open up front. And let's make sure that we get this ball possessed and get a return here.
Falcons lined up. Here comes the kick. Squib kick. Right there. Picked up.
Tuck it away.
Gets in the middle and pushes forward to about the 37-yard line, 36.
That's perfectly fine right there. Harry just got it and just two hands on it and just rumbled forward. So
1st and 10 for the Warriors. Now, one of the things for the Warriors we need to really stop doing is giving free yards.
We definitely don't want to mess around with penalties on offense. We need to just play clean ball, pound it out, do what we do, and basically take the momentum back.
Tight formation, handoff, goes to the far side, gets through
Kipper.
the blockers. Kip is on his way.
Let's go, Kip.
Takes a stutter
Shake
step
and bake.
back.
See ya.
Gets through, and that is the answer.
That's a one-play Kip Brigham drive right there.
And that
famous
is,
for that.
That is what we're used to seeing the Warriors do there.
And you know what? And I watched a little Pierce film tonight, and Pierce was really hurting them on the running game too. And Pierce does not have a Kip Brigham. They have a bunch of pounders and grinder types, but you get Kip in the open field, and he'll take back momentum instantly. And now we need to make this kick. I shouldn't even talk about the kicker, Kelly.
No,
Every time I talk about the kicker,
let's
crazy
just
things
let
happen.
it get up there, and that is good.
All right, so it's 7-7. There we go.
7-7. So the Warriors
Good job, Kane.
found themselves a little bit behind the 8 ball on that one. Just the first possession for the Falcons, able to drive that all the way down and get the touchdown. Now, talking with any team out there that is able to do that against the Warriors, it doesn't matter at this point in time the rest of the game. They have that feather in their cap.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, we talked about all these games where we're whooping on people, and they're out there trying to make a play at the end of the game. We're like, they're trying to find a silver lining in this whooping they're taking. But the reality of it is these guys found it right out the gate. So they can say, we did this against a really good defense. Now let's try to repeat ourselves and do it again. Or next week, let's try to do what we did that first drive against Wahoo. Yeah. But the reality has now set in that we are starting this game over.
Yes.
At 6:05. It took them, that whole half of the quarter, and it took us
or something like.
It took us 22 seconds to even it up, which is great. That's a great thing. But now we're going to kick it off, and let's bring those Warrior defenders out there, and let's redeem ourselves for that last drive. No penalties, no silly stuff. Let's cover everybody, get some pressure on the quarterback, and let's get the ball back.
Keep
and let's
the inertia
put the pressure
on the other side of the.
Yeah. We've successfully stymied their initial shot.
Yep.
Now, we don't want to give them another piece of momentum.
So the kick is up, and it drops in. Caught. Coming across from the far near side. And just not able to get anywhere. That is a completely different look. Now, that's one of the things that happened in the first, gave them great starting field position on the 40-yard line, then giving them 5 yards. Quickly, they were into Wahoo territory. That right there is what we're used to seeing, getting down there, covering the return.
Absolutely. Somebody got a hold of Cal Baps on that first one because he is a special teams assassin. He gets down there and makes plays because he's so fast and he's not afraid to hit somebody. And, of course, Harry's just a dude. He's just a killer. So he's coming from one side, Cal's coming from this side, and usually this result is what happens. So great job on those guys.
2 receivers on the far side. So we're going to see basically the same formation they showed quite a bit. Throw gets over to the far side. Caught and then went forward for about 2 yards.
Yep. Now that's a short little swing out to the sideline there. Now, I don't know if that's a setup for something, but sometimes you throw those little short passes and the guy who goes to block for that guy rolls out and you get the long bomb off of that. So you definitely want to – those coaches are watching all this to make sure they're not set up for the next thing or the thing they're trying to catch us with because there's no doubt there's going to be some crazy stuff pulled out to try to, get some plays here. So we want to make sure we're covering everybody.
The Falcons have gone to the air more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And so got to wonder if they've been watching the film and see something that they really liked that plays with them. Handoff goes up the middle.
There we go.
Covered up pretty quickly.
There we go. Grady getting in there, making a play. Yeah, it's definitely.
So a yard gain on that one. That brings us 3rd and 7.
And really, we haven't given up. I wouldn't say we've given up really a lot of pass plays. Definitely haven't given up a lot of rushing. But, maybe, like you said, maybe they're watching films going, you know what, if there was a place we could hit, maybe we can hit this in the seam, or maybe we can do some short little intermediate stuff and just try to pick away at it.
And, it also has to play into where their strengths are, so they're not trying to reinvent it this last week.
Yeah, you got 2 basketball guys over here. Eight's a tall kid. Mm-hmm. He's 6'4", and you got Asher 19. He's 6'4". You got 2 pretty good athletes on this play side over here in this twin set. Wooler's 6'4", 186, a senior. Asher's 6'4", 220, a senior. I mean, those are 2 guys that you run them in combination, and we got Caden, who's about 6'1" or so, 6'2" maybe, and Jace, who's playing the safety, not 6 foot. Mm-hmm. So if they're looking to do a throw up, just get it up there.
Try to get
and
the
just
height.
rise up over a guy.
Yeah.
I know they tried that a couple times last year, and I know we made some plays on it because these guys are definitely uber athletic, our defenders. So getting up there is not a problem. It's just sometimes Jimmy's and
Shotgun
Joe's
looking
make
at
a
pass.
difference.
Pass
go get it.
gets
All
tipped
right.
and tried for a one-handed catch as
Yeah.
he went out of the bounds, but not able to drive that one in. But seeing that, we're kind of seeing that one-on-one, and I think the height is what they're trying to play off of.
Yeah, and they're using the sideline to their advantage because that's if you lob it up to the sideline and you jump up and make a catch, that's great. They ran a little scissors thing right there where 8 ran across the field and then 19 come outside on like a corner route or whatever, and they just lobbed it up and he just overthrew him a little bit, and Caden was right there ready to make a play on it.
So punt 4 and 12, and that is up.
Here we go, Landon.
Landon catches it, running to the far side. Gets past first series of blockers.
All right.
Wrapped up right at the Falcon 40.
There we go. Back in business. Good return, about 15, 20-yard return there. And good defense. They tried using their athletes, and it's the same old thing. That quarterback, if he's hurried and pressured, it's a lot harder to make that throw to drop it in the bucket for that big kid to catch. You can't just lob it up there because our defenders will be right there. He's got to put it in a place where our defenders can't get to it.
Warriors lining up tight. Movement. Comes across, handoff, going straight up the middle. Getting past a couple of hits and then coming down at the 35-yard line.
Nice gain right there. Obviously, we all get spoiled having the one carry, the one-play drives.
Right.
But 6 or 7 yards on first down is beautiful.
Well, and that's the thing that the Warriors have not done a good job is clock management, trying to burn the clock.
We're not burning a lot of clock off because every third time we touch it, we score. So, what we're losing on clock management, we're gaining because the
score keeps going up. So
we're burning up light bulbs on the scoreboard. But definitely if you're trying to chew up clock and do a 4-minute drive or something at the end of a quarter, sometimes those turn into 2 different scoring possessions for us.
Exactly.
Because it's a quick score, defense, and another quick score, and it's a nice problem to have.
Receiver on each side, one back, except the throw goes to the far side. Through the hands.
Yep. Little high to the professor there, and he's 6'4", so that was definitely high. Cody there, just a quick little stop route, but big third down right here. I got to think we're not in punt or field goal range here either, so this is 2-down territory.
This is 2-down territory.
And regardless of what the call is here, there is a 4th down coming that will be an offensive play.
2 receivers on the near side. Movement.
Harry.
Handoff comes around to the near side.
Nice.
Gets past the blockers.
Harry.
And getting in and gets pushed out.
Great job.
Right at the 10-yard line. So
Great
not
job.
Actually at the 8-yard line.
That was a nice play. Of course, everybody's looking at Kip. Everybody's singing Kip, Kip, Kip. And then Harry gets it, and Harry's about 30 pounds heavier and about 4 inches taller, and he will put his shoulder right into your chest if you try to tackle him. And he didn't get touched a whole lot.
Yep.
A lot of business decisions being made when Harry's carrying the ball. But that was a nice job. We got 1st and goal right now. So
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go.
2 receivers on the far side. A single back. Pistol set. Movement from the front line. Goes around, throws,
nice.
And is able to get in.
That's
a
Harry.
touchdown.
That's a Harry drive right there. Harry with the nice run to get us down there, and a little rollout, and we hit Harrison in the end zone. And Harry he fumbled it the last game, and I think he was in Coach Fox's doghouse a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? The good thing about that is he's going to give you a chance, come right back at it, carry the ball, and on that kick return he carried it. So he's touched it several times tonight, and he's back to Harry, back to being the dude that you don't want to get in front of.
Here comes the point after, and that's up, and that is good. So that puts the Warriors ahead by 7, 14-7, with 2:54 left of the first period. And so the Falcons pushing hard at the beginning, And now the Warriors pushing back. Again, I want to say thank you to sponsors. The anchor sponsor for tonight's game is First Bank of Nebraska. We'll hear from Stuart Krejci halftime. We'll also hear from the coach of the Falcons as the media club in DC West sent us a video to be able to air. Also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Everett Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutten Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, we're getting ready for the next kickoff from the Warriors.
And it appears, I didn't notice this on the first PAT, it looks like we've got a different kicker out there. We've got Noah Phelps out there kicking right now. I did not notice that on the first kick, but I noticed on the second PAT we got Noah out there, a junior out there.
Well, here comes the kick, and that is up, and it's not a deep one.
No, not real deep.
Caught, and the run comes in through the middle and is able to drag a couple.
Oh, and we got a flag.
We have a flag afterwards.
We have and they went right up the center.
Right up the center, all the way back to the 40-yard line. That's kind of reminiscent of their very first return.
Yeah, they avoided the Babston Krieger part of our coverage unit and went right up the pipe, and it looks like maybe a hold of some sort of block
so it's
in the
moving
back.
them back.
That's a tough one because that was a good return.
That was a great return, putting them in a position to feel just like at the beginning of the game. But it's one of those penalties that kind of takes the winds out of your sail a little bit.
Yeah, now let's come out here defense and
two receivers on the near side. We want single back, tight formation in the middle.
dial it in.
Hand off, pushes forward, but nowhere going on that one.
Great job there by our front line, standing that right up. We got Grady in the pile there. We got Jack in the pile. Eli coming out of the pile. Harry coming out of the pile.
That brings us 2nd and 10.
And that's how you get offenses off their rhythm when you don't give them a decent first down.
Mm-hmm.
That happened a lot with us in our playoff run the last couple of years. When you give somebody a second and long, as a play caller, your choices are a little more limited because you want to get to a manageable third down, and we get a stop here, then all of a sudden it's a lot tougher.
Falcons reversing their look.
Yes.
Hand off to the near side, but negative yards.
Chase Dayskol playing well at the defensive end this year, really coming in, and he's got Eli on the other side who people really don't want to deal with, and then when stuff comes his way, he's really stepped up this year and made plays.
So that brings up 3rd and 13 for the Falcons.
Now here comes your basketball guys over here. You're going to see that Asher kid. You're going to see the other big kid, the Wohlers kid.
You're going to see some throws going deep here.
It's going up in the air for sure. It looks like they're on opposite sides of the field right now.
There are 2 receivers on the far side, single on the near side, 1 back.
We have an 11, which is not on our roster, but probably a change of jersey.
Stepping back. Throw going to the far side and almost intercepted.
He was open for a little bit there, but I think Jace was laying in wait right there. He very nearly had a pick right there.
Yeah, he just got right in front of that and almost picked that one off. If he was probably a step ahead of where he was, that would have been a turnover. So that brings up 4th and 13. So the punting team comes out.
Great job. So far, we've officially countered that initial momentum.
Yeah.
If we can get a good punt return here and get our offense going again.
High snap, but the kick gets off.
Shank. Potamus.
And goes out of bounds.
That is on their own 40. So we don't need to return that kick. We're going to get it on our – where are they spotting it?
Where are they spotting that one?
That guy's running clear down there. What, are they going to talk about something? Somebody has to have a spot. The dude that was standing right where the ball went out of bounds went over and talked to the white hat. And where are we spotting the ball? They have no idea where we're spotting the ball.
The ball is not on the ground yet.
Okay, looks like we're getting it at about the 39. Our 39.
Their 39.
The positive
Yeah.
39, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, okay, whatever, but at some point somebody had to figure out where the line of scrimmage was going to be, and I guess we got it figured out.
So single back, tight formation, movement from the near to the far side. Handoff right up the middle and able to get through several blockers.
Beautiful. You get some side-to-side eye candy right there with Landon. He's so quick coming across the formation. If they were to pitch it to Landon, then you got side-to-side you got to deal with. And there's this slight delay, and they open up the gap, and here comes a 165-pound rocket ship coming through there. So, I mean, that was a really nice play. Nice gain, basically like 9.5 yards on first down.
2nd and 1 with 27 seconds. Hands off, going to the far side. Trying to get on the outside, able to do it. Wraps around and then keeps going.
That's nasty.
For the touchdown.
That's a great, I mean, you're going to put, that's the tape you want to send to a coach. I mean, Kip's already committed to UNK, but that's the play you want to put on a highlight reel because that was a play that was stuffed on the inside. They defended it well. Kip put his foot in the ground and then just headed for the sideline, and nobody was going to catch him. There were a couple guys that kind of thought they had an angle, but then when he turns on the jets, it's pretty tough to catch him, and he got down to the goal line and made one move, and he's easy score.
Kick is up, and it is good. That puts a 14-point lead with 15 seconds left of the first period. Warriors 21, Falcons 7.
That was a sweet run.
That was a great run. You know, finding that outside edge and being able to then hold on to it and stay in bounds and go take it all the way to the house.
And that's why, you know, when you're a runner, you don't ever give up on a play. Now, sometimes when it's stuffed up, you just take the 2 yards you can get and just call it good. But Kip's a guy who wants to go the distance every single play.
Right. So we saw the Falcons throw everything they had at the beginning. Now the question is what's going to happen throughout the rest of the game? Are we going to see some of these adjustments that they've obviously made from other games? And then how are we going to see the adjustments from the Warriors side? Well, the kickoff is going to then end up, really, the Falcons will have the ball going into the second period, obviously.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll get a play off, and then we'll be swapping the field here. And the sun's down, so that doesn't matter anymore. It's
exactly
absolutely top 10 night here in Wahoo for football. You cannot, I mean, the flags, I mean, one of them's over there moving, but it's pretty much a calm night, beautiful temperatures.
It's the first Friday night of fall.
It is officially fall, isn't it?
It is. Kick is up. Again, not extremely deep on that kick. Received. Coming around to the near side and able to get covered at the 27-yard line.
Good job. I mean, we got down there and covered. He kind of evaded the first rush.
Yeah, he was able to get out and then wrap on the outside.
It looked like he was going to start heading for the edge, and then our second wave of dudes just came through and did a nice job. Anytime you can get them pinned down there around the 25 to 30, that's pretty good.
8 seconds left of the first period. 21-7. Warriors with the lead.
So, yeah, let's get a good play in here, and then we'll swap the field and get the second quarter started.
Receiver on each side. Single back. Warriors backing up there. Hand off in the middle and going nowhere.
That's a problem, yeah. Looked like they had a hard count or something going there because a bunch of our dudes kind of shifted. I don't know if we were into a defensive shift. Sometimes Coach Iverson will line them up one way and shift them to a different formation, or if they ran a hard count and we just, twitched a little bit, but then did a really nice job stuffing that play for about 3 or 4 yard loss.
Well, that's a first quarter's in the books. The Falcons were able to start off strong with the first 6 minutes, or actually the first Yeah, 6.5 minutes
Yeah,
of
almost
the
6 minutes. Yeah.
yeah of the game was all them taking it to the house to get the first 7 points. Ever since then, the Warriors have stepped back in.
Yeah.
So that brings us to 21-7. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club. So we want to say thank you to the anchor sponsor for tonight's game, which is First Bank of Nebraska. Also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth, Molly Construction. All right, 12 minutes on the clock. We're getting ready for the second period to go.
All right.
And we have Falcons with the ball on their own. Where are they at now? They're on.
Looks like they're backed up on about their own 24.
24-yard line.
Minus 24, and looks like here comes the
Fake
air.
pass, and here comes the air. Throws forward, and
wow.
That one's caught.
That was a little back shoulder action.
Yeah, it was a little bit behind them, and
Josh Fox was right there with him, kind of over the top a little bit, and that was a stupid throw. I mean, that was great because all that receiver had to do was throttle down a tick and turn back, and the ball was right there.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much indefensible. I mean, if you got a guy fading, running down the field, you're going to try to get over the top of him and stay with him. And then when the ball's thrown behind him,
yeah, he's
you
can't
react quick enough because that ball comes right away. And he had late hands, so he waited, and then he just turned and it was right there. So that was a fantastic play.
And if you react wrong, that's a penalty.
You can run him over coming back to it. Yeah.
So there we go, handoff.
There we go.
Middle wrapped up with a little bit of a loss. So that's second now and 15 about.
That's awesome. That's nice. That's great run defense right there. And that hasn't really been an issue tonight. The run defense has been stout, as it's been all year, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And tonight, they're taking some shots at us, and why not? I mean, what do they, like I say, what do they got to lose? They might as well just go for it, throw it at them. But if they've got these big receivers out there, they know there's some height advantage, and they're athletic. These guys are tall. They can run, and that was number 8. That was a different guy. Yeah, that was Wohlers. But then they've got this number 11 and 19 Asher out there, and those guys are targets.
3 receivers, another throw, and that is caught right there and brought down. Just moving the sticks forward.
A little delayed in route, and it's kind of a timing throw. And, he's throwing it before the kid's making the break. And it's tough to
just push forward because they were like a yard away from moving the sticks.
Oh, yeah. Hurried up and ran a quick wedge play and got to the line again. So here we are back in the first quarter again.
Yeah.
In terms of the action. These guys are kind of trying to almost run like a tempo, precision passing type attack because they really haven't had much hay rushing the ball. So,
So first and 10 on the Warriors' 33-yard line. Falcons doing what pretty much nobody else has been able to do against the Warriors so far this year.
Yeah.
Fake handoff, throw. We know that throw is, and it's a caught right there. He went back for it.
That
it was out of bounds. He caught it out of bounds,
great.
But
it looked like he might be down there. That was it looked like he caught that ball, and then Fox popped him pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's down for the count. He's not wanting to get up. Rachel's over there helping him out. He might have got the wind knocked out of him or something. Josh caught him pretty good there. He came down. He was trying to jump up and catch one of those kind of back shoulder shots. And
if he was able to bring that one in, then that's showing.
That'd be pretty much goal to go if he'd have caught that.
Because it was at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and he's down over there. He's not You know, sometimes when you take a hard shot like that and you get the wind knocked out of you, it's just awful. And it certainly looks a lot worse than overall it is, but hopefully he's okay. But they're taking shots. I mean, they're not afraid to throw it right up. And it really doesn't matter because that was on Josh. One of them was on Caden earlier. They took a shot at Jace over here. So it's not necessarily, hey, they've got this corner in the game. It's more schematic, I think. If they see, you know, we're in this coverage or that coverage, they're gonna make a run at it.
So taking a little time, making sure, and that's one of those things with high school athletics, any athletics, you want to just take the time, make sure everybody's handled properly and healthy.
Yeah, and we're in great hands with Rachel, and it looks like they have a training staff as well. So somebody was over there helping them, and
Rachel works with us through Saunders Medical Center.
Yeah, she's amazing. And, she keeps our kids patched up, but at the same time, she keeps them in line because you don't want to. You'd have a line out the door of everybody wanting to get, you know, Band-Aids on owies, but she's not afraid to properly diagnose people and say, all right, let's make sure we understand what's going on here. And then she also works with the medical professionals in town or wherever to kind of get a good coordinated response. So it looks like he's up.
Yep, he's up, and so that.
He's a big old boy. He's one of those 6'4" receivers, but he's kind of walking kind of gingerly over. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah, they have no qualms right now of just chucking it up and trying to go over the top of our defensive backs.
So we'll see if we can keep an eye on him coming back in the game later because he's definitely a target for the Falcons.
Absolutely.
At this point in time, because of some good passing and some good catching, the Falcons have moved quite a ways down the field into the Warrior territory, and so they have 2nd and 10.
They've really kind of accumulated some yardage that we haven't given up. Teams have taken shots, and, you know, every once in a while you give up a long pass, but they're really going after it. I mean, they're really committing to that.
But I think what you're saying a couple of times is true. The Falcons have nothing to lose.
No,
everything to gain.
Yeah, they're 1-3, and it's not like their season's over. But at the same time, you know, they're up against it here against a really good Wahoo defense, and why not just do what, you know, everybody else tried to run against us and it's not working, but how many teams have tried to sling it around the yard?
2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Throw goes to the near side, caught.
Another
and brought down at the 24-yard line.
Like a timing route, a comeback route, things like that. Those are pretty difficult to defend. And the other thing that he's doing is he's not spending a lot of time back there in the pocket. He is 1, 2, 3, throw. I mean, because if he hangs around back there a lot,
then he's going to get covered up.
Then there's pressure and there's all kinds of bad things coming at him. But he's in the shotgun already, and he takes a couple steps back, and by the time he gets to the back of his drop, he's letting it go. And you know, a well-ran route is really difficult to defend no matter what corner you got going there.
Oh, are they going to call offsides on that? Looked like some movement there. Rolling around, and the throw is up. And that is caught for the touchdown.
Wow.
Looked like a broken play and just
he just lobbed it up, and it looked like the receiver got – I mean, Cal Baps was right there, got a little bit behind him, but he just laid it in there. It was a beautiful pass. It looked like something Jace would have thrown because Jace is really good at that. And he was rolling to his left, and he just turned and lobbed it up. And if the kid wouldn't have caught it, it would have just, you know, been out of bounds or been incomplete. So he put it in a good place, and the receiver made a great play.
So now we're waiting for the point after attempt. The Falcons have done doubled up all the points that have been scored against.
The only 14 points all season that have been scored have been in this 2-quarter period right here.
So with 9:06 left of the first half, Warriors leading 21-14. Not necessarily what everybody was expecting going into this game. Want to say thank you to sponsors. The anchor game sponsor for the game is First Bank of Nebraska. We'll hear from Stuart Krejci at halftime. Also, we want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction.
So there you go. If all of a sudden people are like, oh, the Warriors are back on it, it's 21-7. It's going to be 100,
It's gonna just
100
keep
to
going,
7. But now you look back and you're like, whoa, what? They scored again.
Yeah,
What's going on in Wahoo? So
And
now,
that's what everybody across the state's looking at, not watching it, but looking at the score going, that is.
oh, so now they gave up 2 touchdowns in the first half. So what's going on out there? And then now everybody is going to get the film and they're going to watch it and they're going to say, what did they do? So now it's on us to say,
start figuring out how to defend that a little bit better.
Here's how we're going to play this.
Yeah.
And then, you have the cat and mouse game. If you're a really good offensive team and you haven't been able to run the ball, but now you're starting to throw it around the yard, you're going to force the defense to maybe play more 3-man front, maybe more nickel type, extra safety type defense as well. That changes your run defense then. Maybe you're not as stout for the run. So the cat and mouse game here will be, what do we do? Do we change our defense? Do we stay with what we're doing?
Brought in,
landed.
able to get through blockers.
Oh, it looked like he was going to hit the hole and go. But
brought
great
down
return.
at about the 35-yard line. That was a good return.
That was a really good kickoff, and he returned it almost probably 20 to 30 yards there. And
because they picked it up about the 5-yard line.
It looked like he was going to hit the Jets, and then if he hits the Jets, he's not easy to catch either.
Right, so if he was able to get through that last line of defense, he was gone.
Yeah. A couple of scores. Looks like we got Ashland all over Louisville 42-0, and Mount Michael has jumped out in the how good are these teams bowl. Mount Michael versus Fort Calhoun, a couple of pretty good teams with good records so far this year in our district. So 7-0 Mount Michael.
Handoff coming to the near side, gets through several blockers and moves forward to the 42.
And that is just a nice cloud of dust type running play. We were talking earlier about, hey, we want to run the clock here and pound it out. That's the kind of play you do, 5, 6, 7 yards. And, if you have a really quick score, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the pound it out, when you pound it out on people and they just go, and you're just getting ran over, a lot of these kids have to play offense. This is demoralizing to get pounded on. And
stepping back, the throw goes right across the middle, caught, and across the 50 to the 47 of the Falcons side.
Nice little crossing route there by Cal Baps, just coming across the field, and Jace is patient. He's sitting back there. He sees a guy open, and he's going to hit him. Not a heck of a lot different than what the Falcons just got done doing, slinging it around a little bit. Maybe Coach Fox is going, how about a little of this? You can sling it around too.
Let's give you some of your own medicine.
Right, because they ran a 30 front, but they got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage right now.
Yep.
And
handoff goes up the middle, bounces out of the outside, still on his foot.
Nice.
Gets wrapped around, first down.
Stiff arm.
Comes back and is still rolling.
There's a little bit of everything on that run. A little power, a little stutter, a little stiff arm, a little delay. And that's just
gets that all the way down to the 20-yard line.
That's just what Kip does. Now, wait a minute. Why are we walking back here? What's going on? We have a flag. Personal foul.
Against.
Oh, is that a crackback block? All right, I didn't catch that one. That'd be one for the instant replay.
Yeah, it would.
But it looks like and crazy things happen when you have long runs. And when things are out in space and all of a sudden a receiver peels back and smokes a guy.
So first and 10, or first and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Kenny Bell would be disappointed because after his amazing block against Wisconsin, now referees don't like that anymore. So now we're not doing that anymore. So now we're starting over basically.
Yep, 1st and 10. I don't know why the scoreboard says 1st and 3. It's
Well,
kind of
I think it was a first down, but then
nice
what a
throw.
dime.
Perfect throw into the end zone. He goes.
That was just Jace rolling out, and Eli came across the field right in the center of the uprights, and he laid it out. Eli didn't even have to break stride. He just caught it right
Just
in the
kept
basket.
on going.
That was beautiful. Yeah, I think it was 1st and 3 because we got a first down, but then they penalized us from where the penalty was, 15 yards or whatever.
Okay.
So even though we made a gain, so we
then-
basically made 22 yards.
Okay.
They backed it up 15.
15 from
or whatever.
the point of.
So it ended up being a 7-yard
Yep.
no play, and we had a 1st and 3 or whatever. It's goofy.
Point
But
after is up and good.
There we go. So we got Phelps. We got Phelps on the kick there, and so far so good. 4 for 4 PAT, and
Warriors are racing a mistake there to be able to punch it straight back into the goal, and 28-14 is the score. 7:45 left in the first half. Falcons, at this point in time, I would have to say they have to be proud of what they have been able to accomplish so far, though.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a ball game right here. I mean, even though our offense has been really, really good, quick strike, really good drives, efficient, and all that. You gotta look on the other side of the ball and say, okay, now defense, we got to defend this quarterback and these big, tall receivers who are running all over the place on us. And then, at a certain point in a game like this, if we can stay the course, it's 28-14. It looks worse than it really is. We're in control.
Right.
We're totally in control of this game. Now, what we don't want to do is have some crazy stuff happen where we turn it over and then they score, or they run back a punt, or something like that. We want to stay efficient, stay the course, and then eventually there's going to be some fatigue in the second half, and then that lead will probably grow. It should. I hope it does.
Yeah.
If DC West keeps fighting, though. In the whole thing about don't let a team hang around, that's kind of what we need to do. We can't let these guys hang around. We want them to not be here when we get to the fourth quarter. We want them to be ready for the showers. Oh, there's a bobble.
Bobbled and dropped in the back.
There
And
we go. Cal, Baps, and Stayskull were all over that kid as soon as he picked the ball up. So now we're great job on the kickoff. Little momentum, little break our way. We're sitting on about, the 8-yard
the
line?
9-yard line.
9-yard line. So awesome.
1st and 10 at the 9, so that is the best position the Warriors have had as a defense.
Yeah,
so.
now let's just let's maybe see if we can find a turnover or something. Let's see if we can get the ball back, or at least go 3 and out, and then we're in great position on our side of the field. So we're keeping things on our side of the field here, but we got to stop these timing routes. I mean, they're tough.
Falcons spreading out. 3 receivers, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Single back. Handoff goes right up the middle. He's able to move forward a couple yards.
And unfortunately, it looks like number 8 over here he's got his pads off. He's kind of sitting on the bench over there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's kind of massaging his neck there, like maybe he got a stinger or something. Hopefully he can return to action, but he's definitely kind of sidelined right now. But they have tons of dudes out there that can run around and make plays, and the Asher kid's really good, and that number 11, whoever he is, has done a nice job as well.
2nd and 8 on the 11-yard line. So we have
Looks like Coach
timeout.
Yep.
So let's go ahead while they're taking their timeout. Again, say thank you. We're broadcasting so many ways. If you can't find this, it's, you're not looking hard enough. We are on Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, Saunders County Online YouTube, WDC Any Media YouTube for DC West, as well as on 99.3 FM, wahooradio.com. And we want to say thank you to sponsors that have part of the Booster Club here for the Wahoo Warriors Athletic Booster Club, the premier Sponsor for tonight's game is First Bank of Nebraska. We also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction.
All right, let's go.
Coming out of the timeout. Again, the Falcons with a second down and 8 on their own 11-yard line.
It's time to see those gold jerseys come out, boys, and let's play some defense right here and get this ball back.
Falcons with 2 receivers on the near side. Trying to go on up the middle.
And it looks like the cat and mouse game is kind of happening because they've ran it 2 times in a row. They've got a few yards on it, so it's 3rd and 4. And it could be because we've bailed deeper and we're playing more of a perimeter defense, you know, more of a passing type of defense.
Well, when they've proven that their passing is deadly, you got to defend that.
Yeah, those are chunk plays. I mean, they're 10, 15-yard plays, and or if they lob it up, it could be, you know, longer than that. But and you know, right now I don't know that they're going to pass it. I mean, we're sitting in a 30 front, and we're pretty spread out, but we basically got 3 safeties on the field right now.
3rd and 4, and hands it off, able to move forward.
Harlow with the carry.
Okay, so 4th and short.
And are they going to go for it and just do what they did normally and go quick, or are they going to punt at this
point? Are they going to measure it?
It's
Maybe they're going to call for a measurement. But
Falcons.
oh, did he give it to him? What did he do?
They gave it to him.
They gave it to him. Okay. Hold on. What are we doing here, boys? The white hat's coming in going, what in the world? And now he's telling them, okay, 1st down. All right, well, let's do this then. Come on now.
1st and 10 on the 19-yard line.
And that's what we got going now. We're playing a defense where it looks like we got, you know, basically 5 defensive backs on the field, almost a nickel, you know, type of look. We did. Looks like we're out of that. But that's the shell game, you know. Do we lay on the run and then they come back and throw it? Or when we lay back for the throw, are they going to run it? One of those things we got to stop. We got to stop the other thing. So that's the fine line. That's where Coach Iverson makes the big bucks. You can defend the run, but at the same time, you're not going to be able to throw it around.
2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Stepping back.
A little pressure.
Running out of the pocket onto the far side. Throws up and interception.
And they had a holding call on Shada, or he was going to pressure that quarterback a lot more. It looks like the jump ball went up, and Logan Kelly was right there. And so we're going to take the ball. And it's better than a punt. We got it on about our own. We got it on about the 34. So now this is a nice moment. You know, I mentioned turnovers, and it just, you know, when you keep steady and you keep doing and you hold the course and you stay on your process, good things will happen. And they got a pressure, and he got a little sloppy, and he lobbed it up. And anytime you throw it over the middle late, somebody's going to be waiting for it.
Yeah.
And
that's when you make the bad decisions and just throw it into coverage that you just can't see.
He probably should have just threw that thing into our sideline and called it good. But, you know, he's out there just trying to make a play.
Yeah.
And
if he would have, you know, they have been able to pull those plays off. But
what do we got now? We got another powwow out there. The boys are talking again. The officials are talking. One of them's got his hat off, which usually means a receiver that went out of bounds
and then
came back and was the first to touch it. But we were the first to touch that ball.
So
I don't know what the hat is over there, unless there was a penalty on the sideline. And that's the white hat's hat. Holding DC West, which is true. Personal foul, roughing the passer on us. Oh, for Pete's sake. So that means it's not our ball.
Nope.
It's going to be the 2 penalties will probably be both counted. And it'll be what? 1st and 10?
So
What?
what are they going to do? They're going to replay the down.
The down. Well, that's fantastic. Okay. I didn't really see the roughing part. I'm sure it warranted him throwing his hat on the ground.
As soon as the throw went, I was following along with the camera.
And
so
I understand why his hat came off, because he threw the holding flag, and so he didn't have a flag. So after the holding call, we hit the quarterback late, according to him, and so he dropped his hat. So he called 2 penalties on that play. And so here we go. We're starting this crazy thing over again. First and 10.
2 receivers on the near side, 1 back. Handoff goes up the middle, but goes short. So from the 19-yard line, they
stopped the clock. Why did they stop the clock?
I have no idea. It should be 2nd and 10.
That was a running play, and now we have a flag on the ground. Chop block
against the Falcons.
Illegal cut block. And that's usually when a lineman is blocking a guy, upper body like you're supposed to, and then somebody comes in and takes his legs out at the same time. That's highly frowned upon.
So 1st and 20 on the 9-yard line. So they've been moved all the way back to their initial line of scrimmage.
This is eating a lot of clock up with dumb stuff. I mean,
it is. This is stuff we haven't really seen so far.
I don't know. We're taking football back a few decades here with this crazy stuff and all this just sloppiness. So it is now 1st and 20. So
1st and 20, 2 receivers on the near side, open on the far side.
We're laying back in our deep defense here. And
pitch to the near side.
No go.
And he doesn't go anywhere. Covered up right away. Tried to turn in, just was met with resistance.
Yep. And I suppose if they're a disciplined offensive team, they're going to see us playing that, whatever you want to call it. You can call it nickel, whatever, where we've got extra defensive back, more of defensive back type people and that coverage. So you would think we'd have running lanes, but you run towards Eli, he's going to defeat his block, and Logan Cayley will come up and make plays, and the guys up front have done a good job tonight.
Break the huddle, line up, 1 receiver going far, 2 coming near.
Here we go. We got our 2 big boys over here on the bottom side of the screen. And so expect a timing route of some sort or a deep ball up the sideline.
Hand off right up the middle.
Or they're going to concede to just run it up the middle. And we took a timeout because we want the ball back.
Right.
And this is.
So that's going to be 3rd down and 23.
Yeah, this is
21.
Great. So they're thinking, all right, let's just run some clock now. And then on our sideline, we're saying we want the ball back. We're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, we have timeouts. Let's burn them.
We're going to stop you on 3rd and 21. It's really hard to pick up a long 3rd down like that. Even if they make a 15-yard pass or whatever, it's advantage. We've got an advantage in that the odds of us getting the ball back right here are pretty good. So short of a big play, we should get the ball back with enough time to maybe take a shot at maybe getting some more points.
Warriors leading 28-14 with 3:39 left of the first half. Falcons have found a couple of holes with their passing and able to get in there for 2 touchdowns, but the Warriors wrapping things up right now, pushing the Falcons back to their, their 8-yard line. So that's 3rd down and 21. They tried to run the clock down. The Warriors took the timeout. So now we get to get the 3rd down play.
Yeah, and they're going to come out and they're probably going to air it out. I mean, and maybe they are, they're very deep, and they're up against it as far as the yardage goes. Maybe they run it one more time, but I mean, we do have 2 more timeouts. So if they run it one more time, we'll take a timeout, and we're definitely going to get it. I would think they would want to get out of their shadow a little bit so they can get this punt off, or lob it up to the big boy and just try to make a play.
Handoff goes to the far side.
Nope.
Not able to get around the corner.
All right. And another timeout by Coach Fox. So basically, they're going to punt the ball, and we're going to have it probably, I'm guessing, if we unless we get a good return, we'll probably have it at our own 40. Between midfield and our own 40, which is great field position.
Yeah.
And,
although the last time they punted it, they had a miss punt and
they shanked it out of bounds.
They shanked it out of bounds and gave us really good yards.
Now, there's always the discussion, do you go after a punt like this? Because they're obviously back on their heels a little bit.
Yeah.
They're,
do you try to find a way to be able to get a safety maybe?
Do you get in there and try to block this punt? It's really hard to block punts.
It is.
Unless you got something on film that you've noticed and you got an advantage on somebody, it's hard to block punts. But if you block well up front, in high school football, you can get a punt return. And when you have Landon Fye and Kip Brigham, I think the odds favor a good kick return over a block punt.
Some of the halftime proceedings that we're going to see, it will be the future of cheerleading. I believe this is the elementary cheerleaders are going to be coming and doing demonstration. We'll also see the marching band do some stuff. We do have an interview with our premier sponsor, First Bank of Nebraska, and also a Coach's Corner from DC West coming up. So that's all still coming during halftime.
Yes, Stu Krejci, his son played offensive line for us back in the day, about 15 years ago.
Yeah, the punt is up and
low kick, line
drive comes out to midfield, picked
nice
up.
Bounce, and Kip is off and going.
Gets through several blockers and he gets all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that was the second option, was get a good return. And Kip did a great job. He came up on the ball. A lot of guys will just let that bounce around because it did bounce once. It was a low line drive kick. But it bounced just right, and he was able to run up on it. And when you come up on a ball and you're running as a punt returner, you've got that forward momentum.
Yeah,
it's advantage returner.
Get that inertia rolling and stay with it.
I mean, yeah, and Kip wakes up in the morning with the advantage on a punt return. But when he's full speed coming at a ball, I mean, it's a whole other thing because unless you're right there, he's going to take it at least 20 yards, and he sure did.
Tight formation, one back movement from near to far. Handoff goes right up the middle, finds a couple of holes, gets through, and gets up to about the 3-yard line.
Great run there. Good vision, and then he cuts up, and then, in comes the strength. He drug a couple dudes, and we're first and goal in the 3, so now it's this is where it gets into bizarre world. There's 3 minutes left in the half. We've driven down really quick. If we can get a score right here, there's nothing saying we won't get this ball back again.
This is what we're talking about, trying the time management. If you want to burn the clock, the Warriors don't have a good job doing that.
All right, and then they stuff us right there. Yeah. So the clock's running, so no big deal. And it turns out it's second and five from the 5. So they did a good job bottling that play up. And there's no hurry here. I mean, you got plenty of time. And we do only have one timeout, so getting the ball back would be difficult unless we can take it away.
Right. Movement, handoff, back up the middle.
There we go. Got it there close, but not much.
No, maybe back to the 3-yard line.
Back to the 3. So 3rd and 3. So what do we got coming in here? You look at who comes in on a play like this.
2 minutes left of the first half. Warriors leading 28-14.
What now? We got a timeout by somebody? Oh, the officials spotting something. All right, here we go. Looks like we got Hesser on the top side. Krista
2 receivers wide.
Ooh, direct snap.
Direct snap and in for the touchdown.
Direct snap to Kip, so that helped. That gives you an extra blocker. I was not paying attention. Didn't even see Jace was not out there, so they subbed in an extra blocker and direct snapped it to Kip, and that's tough because the timing is so much quicker, and you have an extra blocker because Jace doesn't lead on those run plays. He just gives it and kind of boots out, but when you throw an extra dude up there up front, it makes it tough on short yardage.
And here's the point after attempt, and is up.
There's a good kick.
And
Phelps.
He
missed
not
it.
good, though. He missed it.
Oh, he bombed that thing. It looked like it was good.
The extra point is good with 1:41.
He sent that one out of the field, but
It's
outside.
It just about hit the track. He smoked that thing, and it looked like it was through the uprights, but we're at a little bit of an angle here. So there we go.
All right, but that puts us with the Warriors a 34-14, 20-point lead with 1:41 left of the first half.
Yes, I mean, you can't argue with 34-14 at half, but
Right.
a little sloppiness. They made some plays, which makes you a little nervous defensively, but overall it seemed to have settled in a little on the defensive side.
And then there's been the penalties, and that's actually probably the story of the game right there.
Yeah, and the unforced penalties and sloppiness. We had a little bit of that. We didn't have that against Gross last week. We were surgical against Gross, but against Aurora there was some sloppy play. There was a couple balls on the ground. They turned it over. We turned it over. And I think when you replace a whole bunch of starters like we did, even though we're super talented, we got a lot of guys out there that weren't out there last year. You have weird stuff like that. You don't have as completely experienced of a team as you did last year. And some of those new guys out there running around just got to get used to that play and kind of dial in those penalties. Another bobbled kick.
At the 6-yard line, able to move forward and brings him down at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, I would think unless you're going to do the Matt rule and run it down and try to throw a couple bombs, I think they're probably going to run this ball and get to halftime and say, all right, let's look at these positives and let's try to replicate them for the second half.
Warriors to receive at the second half.
And I think when it comes to our defense, I think another thing Coach Iverson's really good at is disguising what our defense is. So it may look like, hey, it looks like they're in one high, but they're really not in one high because another guy's going to roll back there. Or maybe they're in two high, another guy's going to roll down, then it's not. Or it looks like they got a bunch of defensive backs, and then they, shift before the play. So I think disguising our coverage will be big in the second half, so they can't just see, well, this is what they're in, so let's.
Quick throw off to the side, bobble but picked up.
That would have been.
And came around the corner.
That would have been nice. You get those sideways passes, and that hits the turf, and we get that, then there's going to be more points on the board. But they don't appear to be taking their foot off the gas, really.
No. I was going to say, since the Warriors receive into the second half, you probably just punch as much as you can with this last minute and a half, try to get it closer. It's a 20-point spread on the game. Yeah, we haven't had to punt yet, so our offense has been really efficient. So you got to think us possessing the ball first means 7 more points. So you take what you could get, knowing that you're not going to get it first series, and they've got them dudes. This dude out in the slot here is a big boy. Yeah. And 2nd and 10, handoff right up the middle, and
Eli's right there.
Moves ahead maybe a yard.
And it's 3rd and 8 right now. We might get the ball back.
Yeah, with 1:09 left.
There is a timeout. Who took it? Did they take it or did we take it?
I
can't imagine they would take it.
Yeah, the Warriors took the timeout on that. That was their last timeout.
Yeah, thinking when they first got the ball, I'm thinking, we're not going to get this. We're not going to get the ball back. We're going to go to half, and then there's 1:09 left, and it's 3rd and 10. So if we stop them, they're not going to be able to run the clock. They're going to have to kick the ball to us, and you're hoping for a good punt return and maybe a big play.
30 seconds is historically more than enough time for the Warriors to.
Yeah, Coach Fox's 2-minute drill is handing the ball off to Kip Brigham, and in 2 or 3 plays he's down the sideline.
Right.
Or lobbing it up and you got Shada streaking across the field, or Phi or Hesser or one of these playmakers out there, Caden, all these guys. There's just not enough footballs for this team. There's so many playmakers out there. At any moment, we could go 5 wide and not even run the ball and sling it around the yard. And it would be fun to see that. But at the same time, when you've got, an all-class, all-state type athlete in the backfield, it's hard not to let Kip tote the rock.
So the Falcons Only 3 receivers at this point, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side.
And it looks like they're ready to throw the ball maybe. They're in a formation.
And off
No, they
comes
are running
the
it.
near side.
Okay.
And again, not getting very far.
Well, they're doing their part to try to run the clock down. Now,
So 4th and 8.
once he goes ready for play, they're going to punt the ball. They're going to hold it as long as they can. And I imagine they're going to run the clock down and maybe even take a timeout when it gets down to nothing,
Yeah.
just to maximize the amount of time going off the clock. I see Coach Troy over there talking to the official. He's probably saying as soon as you see the back judge waving his hand, he'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then he'll get it. He'll call a timeout because they don't want us to touch the ball any more than we have to.
Right.
But when they came out throwing right away, if that would have been an incomplete pass, that would have changed the game.
Yeah, that would have been.
So
yeah.
in terms of this little thing we got going here, so we got 16 seconds, and we do not have a timeout.
Nope.
So it's going to
basically
be
one play.
we'll have a punt
Receive
return,
it,
and then the clock will stop when this punt return finishes, and we're pretty much probably going to have one play. I mean, there's just no way around it. So the idea is, let's make a big play on a punt return, or let's just get us set up well, and then what do we got to try to get some points? Can we get down close enough to take a shot?
And part of that is also what kind of punter is going to happen here. Are we going to get a shank? Are we going to get a line drive? Or what's going to happen with the punt?
And are we going to come after the punt? I mean, it really, at this point, if you wanted to go after a punt, you could go after a punt right here. And if you potentially got a hold of a punt and tipped it or whatever, and it was short, then, you've got a shorter field to deal with. But anytime Kip or Landon touch the ball, they could give you a shorter field.
Yep.
So it's a good problem to have.
So waiting for the snap. Good snap. Punt is up, and it's a line drive.
Another short-driven punt. Okay, go, Landon, go, Landon, go.
Cuts
Get out
back
of-
onto the near
Out of
side.
bounds. There you go.
Goes
okay.
out of bounds, stops the clock.
There you go. That was pretty smart by Landon. He could have cut it up and maybe tried to make some yards, but we're at about the 30.
4 seconds left.
About 32, it looks like. And there's no doubt Jace could throw it through the uprights from here. But, can you find an opening? Is this going to be a Hail Mary situation, or is this just going to be a route? They don't have guys backed up on the goal line. They're in a regular defense.
Yep.
And they're in, instead of a 50 front, they're in a 4.
2 receivers on the far side. One back movement across. Rolls out. Looking to
Give
throw.
him some
Pressure. Throw is sent forward and batted away.
That ball was right there at the pylon. If Landon catches that, we get a score. But good job by their defensive back there, number 9, Olsen, and he batted it away right at the goal line. So
that wraps
go.
up the first half, and we have a great game for everybody to watch. 34-14, the Warriors with the lead against the DC West Falcons. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors, a part of our broadcast, and being able to come here tonight. And, we have coming up on Tuesday is going to be our next broadcast after tonight, and that's actually 2 events going on. We have softball and volleyball.
There you go.
It's a big night right there. Tonight's game sponsor is First Bank of Nebraska. Also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Constructions. Now we are also bringing out the future of cheerleading, and to be able to see all of them, we'll go ahead and turn our sights over to them before we turn things over to our main sponsor today, because who doesn't want to be able to watch the future of cheerleading right here?
That's a crap ton of little girls out
That
there.
is.
That's an army of little cheerleaders, and if we have that many cheerleaders when they're all in high school, we're going to need a bus just for the
Going to need a bigger bus, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's now I'm not sure what grades. These all look about the same age,
There's a lot of tinies out there. That might be an elementary, like a
second, third grade.
yeah. There's
Group
a lot
right
of
there.
littles out there. Great job getting all the littles involved with our spirit program. I know the Spirit Boosters do a lot to promote cheer and dance, but great job by the cheerleaders and the dancers to get them out there. And
Well,
they learn all this stuff in one day. So they meet them, they go, and they say, all right, come back tonight at 7 o'clock. We're going to dance the field.
And that's the thing about the Warriors and what we're seeing right here in Wahoo is just a huge turnout of students involved in everything. Whether it's 60% of the student population involved with music or theater to probably 80% in sports, high percentage in both.
It's fantastic.
So plus really strong academics. Again, a lot to be proud of for the Warriors families right here. So as they're getting ready, and I know that they have music they're going to play, and we'll just take a chance on the YouTube channel on this one.
The whole world is a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything they got up there. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more are you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away. While they devoting full time to working under the sea. Down here on the fish is happy as after the wind they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy. It's hard cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky. They in for a worse fate. One day when the boss get hungry, yes, you gonna be on the plate. Oh no, under the sea. Under the sea.
Well, let's give it up for all those cheerleaders out there. Great job, girls.
All right, we will come back with more halftime right after this as we go to Stuart Krejci with First Bank of Nebraska right here on WDCNEmedia.com, BSDNlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, and 99.3 FM, Saunders County Online, WahooRadio.com.
And now, please.
Hi, we are today with Stuart Krejci of First Bank of Nebraska, and it is another Football Friday night. You guys are the leads-off sponsor tonight, and you guys have been a part of the community, a part of the schools, sponsoring booster clubs in the schools for a long time. Just tell us a little bit about the history of why that is.
Well, we've been on the same corner since 1882. We've made a point to be part of the community, proud to be an anchor. We've been supporting Wahoo Public for as long as I can remember. Part of the scoreboard. I've got to give a thank you to the Booster Club. This was a pretty good sized project they took on to work with the huge addition that the high school put on.
It is something that you see more students having more opportunities. Is that kind of the reason why you do it?
Absolutely. I mean, the school brings in the families. The town is growing. We're seeing more housing going on all the time. It's fun to be part of the bank, part of, I'm on city council. We've got people in various different groups, and things are happening. And there's a real positive energy going around of maybe this can happen, maybe that can happen. Even if half of it happens, it's going to be amazing. So there's a pretty good future, and the school definitely is an anchor for that. They catch these kids. They're doing a great job of offering a lot of subject matter, offering the sports that is a draw. So, and just proud to be part of that.
And then you, as a bank, you're locally owned, really.
Yes, yes.
So that makes a big difference as well. And that is where we, as a community, we're blessed to have local ownership that we can walk in and talk to, and we know exactly who we're talking
It's fun.
to.
And everybody here makes a point to know who we're working with. It's been interesting to reflect on my time here that I've worked with. Now would be the grandparents, the parents, the kids, and now grandkids.
Yeah.
And just to follow the family histories of everybody that we're working with. So it's an honor.
And then with that, you talk about the growth. We have new housing being
Yes.
built. We have expansion of the community.
Yes.
And so there is continuous need.
Yes.
And part of that is the basis of, there's financial strength being shown in the community. And
Yes.
you are a great part of that.
Yes, and there's some very good ideas out there. There's some very interesting people trying to get more things done all the time. So the future looks bright.
So with that, Wahoo continues to expand, but it also, how do you keep that feel? Because you are also bringing that hometown feel continuous through all the changes.
It's been mentioned that we don't want to outgrow the hometown feeling, and I think being aware of that makes a difference. So I think we will try to keep that around, that everybody does want to be the hometown bank, be the hometown downtown, and be part of the community.
All right, well, Stuart Krejci and the crew here at First Bank of Nebraska, thank you very much for everything you do to support local, support the school, and to be able to help grow what is happening right here in Wahoo, Saunders County, and the surrounding area.
And I'd like to mention we are sponsoring school debit cards.
Yes.
So if people would like to get a debit card, we are giving back to the school part of the transaction fee. So the more you use it, the more the school's going to make.
All right, so that's, keep that in mind when you go to concession stands. So, again, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Coach Wald.
Hi, Cash. How are
Thank you
you?
for joining me here today. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Coming off a 2-game win streak, how do you plan to keep that momentum going against UTN?
Well, just keep coming out, playing the way we have the last couple games, and believing in each other and trusting in the girls, and going out and having fun.
Based on recent losses, how do those 2 games affect you and your team moving forward?
I think
Let's give a big round of
That was
applause to
the
the
Wahoo
Warrior
Warrior
Marching
Marching Band as, well, we kind of wrap up our halftime show. Want to say thank you again to all the sponsors, part of our broadcast as we continue on. So, heard from Stuart Krejci, who was our leadoff sponsor tonight with First Bank of Nebraska. Also want to say thank you to JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Can't do what we do without the sponsors, so thank you to them. Well, we are about ready to start the second half here in a little bit. And, John, what do you think? What's the takeaway from the first half on this one?
Kind of crazy, obviously, they came right out and just kind of threw a shot and caught us on the chin a little bit. Defensively, they went down, made a couple of long pass plays, and then, punched it in right there. But we were able to respond quick. We had a patented Kip Brigham one-play drive. We busted off a big play, scored, got it to 14 points, and then here they come again, and they were able to make a couple of plays. And then I think later we got in the second half, we settled in a little bit, and I think I think the key will be, can they maintain that up-tempo pace? Can they keep making those plays in the passing game that they've been able to as the game kind of wears on physically,
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, Tyson's quote, everyone's got a plan, until you get punched in the face. And, they kind of came right out and gave us a shot. But then, we answered, which is great. You want kids to be able to answer. And they just kept going. And now at the end of the second quarter, it seemed like we had things under control pretty well. And, with a 20-point lead right here, it's a great situation, as always. You get kind of spoiled when you go give up a single varsity point the entire season so far.
Right.
So when you give up 14, it's kind of like, what the heck's going on? But, you're not going to stop everybody. And at some point, teams are going to score touchdowns. It's just what it is. Coaches are too good now. Offenses are too complex. They can watch enough film. They can find places where they can have opportunities to get some yards. And, even though we've given up some yards in the passing game, not a lot in the running game, a little bit in the running game, but mostly passing game. Things are still good. I mean, there's no reason to panic here. And I think we stay the course. And if we continue, I think as the game wears on, we'll take more control of it and settle in defensively.
Well, we are about ready to get started on that second half, and again, the Warriors to receive to start off, and that definitely goes into play how they can kind of keep the inertia on their side.
Yeah, when we get the ball coming out, I've always been a defer to the second half guy if you win.
Yep.
And as opposed to the teams that want the ball right away, I think it sets you up, for future success. If you know you're going to get the ball coming out of half, whether you're ahead, whether you're behind, you can say, okay, we get the ball right away. That's a good thing.
Takes a little bit of stress off the end of the first half.
It does. The second quarter, if you don't score, like we had that ball right there, we almost scored on a long pass play. We're getting it right back. So
yeah,
things are fine.
There comes the kick, and that bounces, picked up at the 5-yard line, moves forward and stopped at the 15.
There we go. So 85 yards to go here on this first drive. So you know what? And everybody's got kind of a first half game plan, kind of a wrinkle that you're going to throw in for the second half. It's not like we threw the kitchen sink out here in the first half either. I think we got some things that work. Defensively, DC West hasn't given us a lot of issues to deal with in terms of blocking or coverage or anything. So I think we just continue the course. We do what we've been doing, and we just and then we earn our money on defense tonight.
Big shift on at the front. A handoff comes around the corner, able to get through a couple blocks, and Out of bounds about the 33-yard line.
Nice little shot at the end of the run there. Kip's not a avoid contact run out of bounds guy.
No.
He's a guy who will explode into your sternum right on the sideline and catch you off guard, and then he'll keep going down the sideline. So you really got to push him out of bounds. If you want to get him out, you really got to push him out of bounds because he will not stop collecting real estate.
All right, so now we have tight formation. Single back, movement up front, goes back around. Handoff wraps around the far side.
I love that.
First down and then some.
I love it.
Getting
Shake
past,
and bake.
pulls back, and he is gone.
He got out there on the edge. He had Jay. I'm not sure who had leading the block. I don't think it was Jade Molly because Jade's a filling guy, but he had a lineman right out in front of him, and he just followed behind that lineman, and as soon as that lineman made his play, he just cut right off of him, and then he was off to the races, and then right at the end, the guy thought he had the angle, and he just put his foot in the ground and came back to the middle of the field and jogged in. Beautiful run by Kip there.
40-14, waiting for the point after. That is up, and
that was a little interesting.
No good. Second, no good. Point after attempt.
He almost kind of approached the ball early, like he was coming forward before the snap, and he looked a little off kilter on his approach there.
So 28 seconds of the second half, the Warriors kind of put an exclamation point on, saying, yeah, we want to take control of this. 42-14.
Yeah, enough of this tomfoolery. We're going to get after this thing. And so another quick score, 28-second drive right there. Basically, what was it? 2 plays? 3 plays? Something like that.
Two plays.
I think it was just 2.
Yeah, just 2 plays.
Long run by Kip and a long run by Kip. So
yeah. Those
are the best drives when you just have a dude that nobody can stop. And credit to the guys up front. They're a new group. I mean, we've got guys out there that were not out there last year during the meat of games, and they're getting it done. It's kind of a next man up thing, and so good.
A lot of these gentlemen got experience in second half of games last year.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's invaluable experience when you get into the second half of a game, and hopefully tonight some other young guys get in and can get some good Friday night experience too, because those live bullets, you just can't simulate that in practice.
Caught, slip, but not bobbled. Comes around to the near side. Past the 20, 30, 35-yard line.
Kind of got to our edge over here on the bottom of the screen there to DC West sideline, and then he made a little hay there, but still caught him by about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line or so. Here we
First
go.
and 10 on the 36.
Now this is the real deal right here. What are we going to do about this offense? Are we going to hold them, or are they going to come out and have a little momentum again? They've really found ways to respond.
Yeah.
They're down 40-14, but they have not shown any signs of being disinterested in this game. So you've got 2 playmakers on this perimeter that are tough to deal with, and you've got a quarterback that can sling it around. So let's play some defense here.
2 receivers on the far side, single on the first, near side. Almost.
That was interesting. Landon seemed to have a jump on it, and at one point I thought, we're going the other way, but when he didn't get the ball, I thought the other guy might be going the other way, because if you go for the pick and you don't get it, everybody gets nervous.
Yeah.
Because if that ball gets through, then it's a safety chasing down a receiver down the sideline. So
2nd and 10 on the 36-yard line.
I'm guessing the coaches challenged those defensive backs in the locker room, challenged their manhood a little bit to cover these receivers, maybe be a little more aggressive, maybe play them a little more physically, and see if they, see how they respond. Because they're not inexperienced. These are all guys that were on the field last year. These are good athletes and playmakers. Go get that. Pick.
Intercepted.
Hosky time, and
out of bounds.
That's Caden Kristen right there. Another great situation where we got pressure on that quarterback right away. he was kind of running for his life, and he tossed it up there, and there was a lot of yellow around the ball.
About the 26-yard line.
There was 2 of them right there, too, so I was worried they were going to fight over it and drop it, but Caden came up with it clean, and whoever was there next to him just took off, and they got a nice little return down the sideline, too. So here we are in great position at about the
first and 10 at the 26-yard.
26-yard line.
27-yard line. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side.
This setting up in a trip set right here. Let's see if we can. We're going to roll out or we're going to hand it off. Looks like we're going to throw it around a little bit. Ooh.
You get pressure, evades the throw forward, and evades another block, and is able to keep going.
Oh, my goodness.
Runs right over the top of him, out of bounds.
Yeah, that was better. That's like Christmas. It was better to give than receive on that situation. He absolutely decleated a dude from DC West. One of those deals where you get on the sideline with Kip, he's not just going to go out of bounds. He's going to run you over.
He's going to take you with him.
It's going to embarrass you in front of your girlfriend because that dude got sent.
So basically first and goal, first and 10 on the 10.
I can't wait to watch that when I get home tonight. I want to see that again. That was kind of cool. But a great job by Jace of evading the pressure. There was pressure right away, and he dumped it off to Kip, and then
rolling
Kip
out to
was
near
Kip.
side. Throw forward and just off the fingertips.
That was pretty well covered.
That was well covered.
Jace
so
dropped it pretty much to a spot where it's either a catch or it's
not.
Or it's out of bounds or incomplete, because if he throws that behind Eli, that could be picked off, but he threw it right in the bucket, and it well covered. The guy was all over Eli, and it would have been a great catch, but we're down there in position, so it's great when you can get out there and see Jace rolling around and see our passing game a little bit, because you don't see it as much. You know, and you get up in a game and you don't want to just be throwing it around and running the ball, running the score up on people. If you're running the ball and you're winning like that, like this right here.
And right up the middle, into the goal.
Little Logan Kelly magic right there, some homeroom magic. When you can hand it off to your backup quarterback, who's also an interception machine on the defense, and he can just run it in, I mean, it's a good problem to have.
46-14. The past 2 point-after attempts have been missed.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait.
Yep.
And
that is up. And
that was beautiful.
That's good.
And that was a good kick. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Good kick.
Guys want to kick that to the moon, and they don't have to kick it to the moon. Just swing the leg, and you can zero step a PAT. But he just swings it through, and Noah is a good kicker. I've always heard him and Kane are both really good kickers. So some teams, you have like a fullback out there trying to kick the ball, toe stabber, 1952 style, and it's ugly, but they get it done. But if you got a kid who can swing it soccer style, that should be pretty much a guaranteed one every time you score, barring, crazy stuff. But
10:43 left in the third period, 47-14. Let's say thank you to more sponsors again. JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, our title sponsor for tonight. Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Sid Dillon of Wahoo again, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Constructions. They're all a part of the Wahoo Athletic Booster Club sponsorship program. If you want to learn more, you can certainly contact the Activities Department right here at Wahoo Public Schools about that.
There we go. A great drive, and a different drive than you used to see. You're used to seeing a lot of running plays, but some really nice passing offense on that drive.
To the near side, gets to about the 25, 26, maybe even 27-yard line on that return.
I believe on their kicking game, their goal is to get it inside the 25. And those guys have been getting it out here just a little bit past the 25, so they're really close to their goal as far as the kick coverage unit. And so far, other than a couple of returns that were kind of out to about the 40 or so, they've done a pretty good job tonight.
So first and 10 at the 28.
like back to our standard front. No extra DBs or anything out there. We got our regular defense out there running our base front. And
Falcons line up, 2 receivers on the far side. Nobody clear on the near side. Tight formation. Hands off. Wraps around the near side and breaks a couple of blocks, tackles, but moves ahead to the 31-yard line.
A few yards there, good first down.
So 2nd and 6.
We got a man down over there.
That's a Falcon on the ground.
Yeah, you definitely don't. It's one thing to, win a game decisively, but you kind of hate to have injury stoppages. You hate to see kids getting hurt. That's not something you want to see. And
he's moving up onto his feet.
When you play, we play a pretty physical. That's one of the things Coach Iverson is very proud of. Our defense lets you know, like when you leave, you played Wahoo, and you're going to play Wahoo. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be a hard-hitting game, and sometimes you get banged up, back and forth. It's kind of part of the game, but at the same time, you hate to see kids. You want everybody at full strength, right? I want to see what your best is. You want to see what my best is. He seems to be okay, kind of walking off the field on his own there, kind of holding his arm or something. I think seems to be okay. It looks like that wide receiver from the first half is not going to be back. He's still sitting on the bench, no pads. So hopefully he's okay and not anything. Somebody wants to get the play in.
Yeah, get the play in.
I guess we're going to get the play in. It looks like they're going to run a play right here.
So hands off, tries to bounce up the middle, and pushes forward.
Well, they got the play in. We're kind of right here in the heart of the DC West fans. I think a couple of them are fired up.
Yeah, a little bit. So
put a helmet on that, Dad. Here we go.
I was looking at that. A pretty close shot. They were calling. The fans were looking for a face mask, and that was just a
lot of dudes
wrapped up on the upper side.
Yeah,
so that
and he got kind of bent over. Yeah, it's just. Usually you see a face mask, you see the head twist around, you see all kinds of stuff. But so far, I think the game tonight, other than a little confusion in the first half, I think it's been pretty well officiated. And
run goes to the far side.
A fairly clean game overall. We had the weird roughing the passer holding combo earlier in the game, but other than that, it's been a fairly clean game from an officiating standpoint.
So that puts 4th down and 1 to go. 9:05 left in the third period. Falcons leading 47-14. I'm sorry, the Warriors leading 47-14.
I'm not sure if this is the time to take the 1 yard. I would definitely, I'm sure Coach Iverson is yelling safe. They only got one guy going back for this, so they're definitely defending this as if there's a potential for a fake.
Yeah. Well, normally they'd usually go pretty quick with a 1 yard.
Back judge is counting it off. They're close to a delay right here. They're going to get a delay. Yeah. Oh, he didn't throw it. He did his 5 counts, and he reached down for his flag, whistle in his mouth, and then he just kind of swallowed the whistle.
It's like, wow, let's just let him play. Coming around the near side and wrapping up. A good return.
Nice return by Landon there. Gets us on the happy side of the field over here at about the plus 47. So here we go. And the other thing that happens in games like this is those officials sometimes swallow their whistle a little bit in this game. Other than player safety stuff, a lot of times it's like, you know what, maybe let's just tick this clock away a little bit. But it was really close to being a delay. I saw that guy counting off, and usually when he gets down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, he throws that flag, but it was really close, and he figured, yeah, just let him kick it, whatever. Ooh. I don't know what that was. He got grabbed by the shoulder there and pulled around. Sometimes you get horse collar on things like that, but he did not get pulled to the ground, so they didn't call that. But that's a scary play when you get grabbed by the shoulder like that and pulled back, because you don't want to get twisted up or anything. But when you're trying to tackle Kip, you're grabbing for anything you can get, and it looks like they got a hold of his shoulder there, and he got 8 anyway. So here we go. There we go, little. Oh, that's close. That's going to be close to the first down right there. Kip coming across the formation there.
Tripped up by Trey Olson on the play. Short game.
Oh, they're calling him short. 3rd and 1.
7:10. Clock is counting.
I can imagine it's just pretty much kind of a. This is definitely not. We're not going to punt the ball if we don't get this.
Yeah.
So we got 2 downs right here. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if this was a play action or some sort of a something, or we could just be like, you know what, give it to Kip, and let's move on. And we did. We gave it to Kip, and
he gets it.
Oh, for Pete's sake! Now there's flags, so we're probably going to be coming back. Usually, when you get a flag right there at the line of scrimmage,
yep,
it's probably a holding call. Yeah, he's signaling holding. Well, now it's going to be 3rd and long. So here's where you might see a little bit of Jace's ability to run pass, or it might just be a straight drop back. But 3rd and 1 on the play call sheet is easy. 3rd and 11 on the play call sheet is not easy. That's kind of like that's a frustrating deal.
Yep.
Even with a potent offense like this. I mean, it's not like we couldn't just hand the ball off and Kip could get 40 on this run.
Potential,
right. It's probably not just going to be a handoff either. If we can get some of this back, now we're in punt territory if we get stopped here on an incomplete pass. But, there it is, a handoff to Logan. And there it is.
Yep, got the first down.
A little zone across the formation to Logan, and he just gets to the sideline and leans in for right at the sticks. Great job, great run for Logan, great blocking on the perimeter.
Number 11, Smith with the tackle.
So, yeah, things are good.
Now we're seeing the Warriors go ahead and burn the clock a little bit as they take some time on this possession.
You're not seeing a bunch of young guys in the field yet. You're just seeing guys out there just turning away because, I mean, this game it's lopsided, but it's not
dropped and picked up.
It's not 70-0 or anything to the point where it's completely crazy. But these guys need to play second half football. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
None of these older guys this season, other than like the first or maybe second series of the third quarter, have
played a full game.
They haven't played a full game. They haven't played the fourth quarter yet.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to how good you are. But at the same time, oh boy, late one across the middle. Jace takes a little shot right there, but incomplete pass.
So 3rd and 13.
Yeah. So I mean, these guys need to be playing football in the second half, and it's crazy. This is the latest that these varsity guys have played this season. I think there's not been a game where they've been playing with 5 minutes left in the third. Usually, by this time, you've got backups in, you've got young guys out there, but it's really up to the team that's on the bottom side of that lopsided score. It's really up to them because if
nice pass to the side, move.
If we sub down and we put a bunch of freshmen and sophomores out there up against a bunch of juniors and seniors from another team, then that's a player safety situation.
Right.
You don't want a young kid getting hurt because a pissed off senior from the other team doesn't like to score and just is rolling young guys. So in this situation, it's really up to the other team to start, saying, okay, we're going to get some guys in, and then we will reciprocate. I mean, Coach Fox is not going to just score 100 points on somebody just to do that. He's going to sub down as well, and we'll get young guys good experience for, future Friday nights.
So 4th and 3 on the 23-yard line. Handoff, wrapping around the
there
far
we go.
side, gets the first down and then some,
There
and
was
gets in
as
for
soon
the
as
touchdown.
as soon as he hit that edge, there was nothing because we outnumbered him on that edge. And when Kip hits the afterburners, he's going to take care of the rest. And I don't think he had a hand on him the whole time.
So that brings up 53-14.
And I think we're getting into the territory where at some point there's going to be some subbing, and it might take the end of this quarter, but
Yeah.
the running clock situation is now
In effect.
So this quarter is going to be gone
And
really, really quick. So
the point after is good.
there we go. We
So
got
two
one.
in a row.
We got one, and we got a 40-point lead right here, which is fantastic. And
4:13 left.
at some point, we'll start. There'll be some dogs getting called off on one side and the other, and then this fourth quarter is probably going to turn into a JV game.
Let's go ahead and say thank you again to the sponsors, part of our booster sponsors, the athletic booster sponsors for Wahoo Athletics. First Bank of Nebraska is the title sponsor for tonight's game. JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic and Acupuncture, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate, Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Schultz Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Constructions. Again, all sponsors of the Athletic Booster Club right here for Wahoo Warriors.
If anybody had, I'm going to hear MC Hammer on their bingo card for the music.
You know, I was talking about
Bully
it.
for you. That's awesome. Kelly, I'm so old I saw MC Hammer in concert in the 90s. That's how old I am. That is old.
I had his pants. No.
You had his pants?
No. But
Cal Babst and who was that? Cal Babst and Josh Fox on the play, pinning him deep on about the 14 right there. That was beautiful. But, a little throwback to the 90s right there. How about that?
yeah. Well, you go to all these events, and I was thinking about it the other day. It's like, you know, the soundtrack for a lot of the sporting events was stuck in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it's a great generation for music.
And
you know, when I was in high school, we were playing old stuff, you know, like AC/DC and all that. So that was the vintage stuff back then. And now I guess the stuff we listen to is vintage, you know.
Yeah, well, I know, yeah. Well, back then it was, Queen, We'll Rock You.
Right, yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, old. That was what was considered classic rock when I was in high school.
Right.
You know, all that new stuff, and now this
Yeah,
is the classic stuff. You hear the stuff on like 101.9, and the ones that are like classics from the whatever. And I'm
You go to KGOR and you're thinking, you know, ooh, classic rock, and then you're hearing, it's like, I was in high school.
I'm thinking I'm going to hear like the Beach Boys,
right,
and Eric Clapton, and I'm hearing MC Hammer. It's like, what? This is okay. I don't mind this, but you're not going to hear Chubby Checker anymore on classic rock or oldies. No. It's Depeche Mode or something like that.
Exactly.
It's crazy. I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah.
We're getting old, Kelly. Is what's happening. We're getting
when you
old
hear
right
Green
here.
Day on the classic station, you know that's
that's
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, grunge rock is now vintage.
It is.
So there you go.
That again, I won't even say how old I am, but But yep, But as we go to different sporting venues and everything, that the music you hear here, it is still popular. It still drives the crowd.
It's
so
good
why not
stuff,
keep it going?
Man. It's good stuff. The DC West cheerleaders were dancing. Our cheerleaders were dancing. Everybody was loving it, grooving. I'm up here vibing to the MC Hammer going there. That's some good stuff.
Well, we are 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from the fourth quarter. And 54-14, so...
I don't know what the delay was, but we've spent more time getting the ball spotted after the kickoff than this quarter is going to take.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's kind of weird, but...
They're going to run 2 plays, and we're going to be in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a quick one here. But it looks like, everybody's still got their main dudes out there.
So receiver on each side. Handoff. Bounces around to the near side. Gets stopped right there
Now, this is a situation where
at the 15-yard line.
before you really wholesale sub, you like to get like some backup guys out there, or some guys that I want to put these linebackers with my bigs up front, or I want to put, this backup corner over there, but he still has, Jace or Cody or somebody behind him. You still got some other old guys around him to see how he performs, and see maybe he's a guy that can rotate in at some point,
Yep.
So this is a great time for those dudes. And this next 3 or 4 minutes of football, maybe a little bit into the fourth, to get some good varsity on varsity experience, because once DC West subs down, we're really going to sub down, and then all these
Flag on the play. Is that a delay?
1s and 2s are going to be
Delay
off.
game against the Falcons.
Yeah.
So just couldn't let that whistle go that time. So delay of game, another 5-yard movement. So 2nd and 14.
Now penalties stop the clock. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm thinking penalties, injuries, and scoring, change of possession or whatever, maybe.
Right.
Maybe not even change of possession, but after a score they would stop it. Yeah.
2:19 left in the third period. 54-14.
This little stretch is taking forever right now. I'm just sitting here thinking, it feels like we've been waiting for
Well, we're just not used to these games lasting so
this
long.
drive. Yeah, we're used to being home right now because you have a running clock for most of the second half. Yeah.
If not the entire second half.
If not the entire, yeah. It's pretty much been the case all year, I believe, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. Nobody has dipped into the 35-point threshold to stop the
Right.
stop the running clock. So, and it does not appear that that's in the forecast for tonight. And what's
so
crazy,
loss of a yard, 3rd
Yeah, I
and
mean,
15.
from a field position standpoint, it doesn't look like. I mean, we're going to have the ball on our side of the field again. It'll be pointing the other way because they're probably going to be punting right as the fourth quarter is expiring, it looks like, depending on how this 3rd and 15 goes. But if this game was of some sort of importance, we would be trying to make them punt into the wind here because the wind is blowing. It's not really east to west here. It's at a 45-degree angle, but it's kind of southeast to northwest, and so it's in the face of the offense. So
2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side, stepping back, looking to throw. Comes out of the pocket, rolls forward, and just gets wrapped up.
Okay. And we got 52 seconds on the clock. They're going to be punting.
So 4th and 12.
Probably right as the
4th and 11, okay.
right as the clock is expiring for the quarter. So
yeah, it's counting down from 35.
Depends when this guy on the back here started his count, but I imagine if they don't have to, DC West just let this quarter run out. It seems like they're going to punt it, though.
Yep. Good snap.
Ooh, short punt.
Short punt.
Another Shankopotamus coming out at about the 40-yard line here on the positive side. So caught it off the side of his foot there.
But that clock keeps rolling, and that wraps up.
Yep, that's it for the quarter.
The quarter. So 3 complete. Running clock. Warriors leading 54-14. And let's say again, thank you to the sponsors, all a part of our broadcast for the Wahoo Warriors all season long, all year long, as we continue to bring that. Want to say thank you to the title sponsor for tonight's game, First Bank of Nebraska. Also, other anchor sponsors include JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store, and Retire Path Advisors. Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, Tim and Seth Molly Construction. And again, thank you to everybody who's been a part of our broadcasts. Continuing on, if you've missed any of these broadcasts, you can certainly go ahead and follow along and go back to either Saunders County Online YouTube, bsdnlive.com. Click on the Wahoo Warriors link. Go to Wahoo Public Schools YouTube. Again, we have loved to be able to bring this to you. And again, it's always going to be free. That's what we do this for, because we never want to charge a subscription, and it's important to be able to see the kids and support them.
Absolutely. And I've heard a couple of people, Kelly, tell me that they'll go home tonight and they'll watch this game again because they like hearing, the calls and the different things, and seeing it from this perspective on the stream. They'll go home and watch the game again, which is kind of cool. And when you watch it again on YouTube, you can kind of slow it down.
Slow it down,
what happened
pause,
here?
rewind. Yeah, exactly.
I'm guilty. After some of the crazy stuff that happened tonight, I'll probably go home and pull it up on YouTube and watch some of those crazy things again. There might be a little Instagram action coming out after this game, because there were some pretty cool plays.
Yeah. 2nd and 12.
Looks like we got some new faces out there.
Yeah,
Looks
we
like
have
Logan's taking the snaps, which is great. Logan needs to get some quarterback time. Got Grady running the ball.
Receiver on the near side.
See, we got Tyree
Grabs
over here
it,
running some routes.
Goes forward and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up 3rd and should be 10, yeah.
Yeah, we got some young guys out there. Not really young guys, but we got some of the backups.
Some juniors and sophomores maybe.
I know they rotate about 6 or 7 dudes up front in terms of offensively. Some of those guys that maybe don't get a lot of time are out there. And this is a great time for them, because they're not freshmen. They're not tiny kids. They're not incapable of playing at Friday nights. It's just they need some good time. They need to see that live action to put some stuff on film for the coaches and really prove, hey, we can play. Oh, double
the handoff goes to the far side. He moves forward.
Oh, that's close.
Very close, about 1 yard shy.
I don't think we've seen a double handoff tonight. That was the first one.
That was the very first one we've seen so far.
That play, I love that play. It's so dirty. Last year, Caden Smart would run that play, and it was just so hard to stop. And this year we've ran it with Harry. We've ran it with Logan Kelly. It is tough, because everybody wants to know where Kip is, and then it comes back the other way, and you got 2 pulling linemen. It's just, it's beautiful.
4th and 1, receiver on the near side, tight formation on the far side.
All right, what do we got here?
Snap comes back, handoff, goes wrap around the far side, and is able to get forward.
Nice
motion.
Job. Nice
First
hard
down.
running. Nice hard running by Grady right there.
Got about 2 yards, so bringing the chains forward.
Yeah. And Grady's a guy. He's a senior. But he's an athletic dude. But when you're on a team that's so loaded, it's hard to find a spot offensively. Now, he plays a lot of defense.
Yeah.
He takes his spots in times like this, and he does well. But in times like this, when your backup's out there churning and going, that's when you prepare your team for something that could happen to where you need that guy. If Grady never gets carries, then all of a sudden, if we gotta have Grady, then it's hard to get him ready. But now he's getting his time right here, and he does well with his time. He played well last week against Gross. Oh, there we go, Reed. Come on. Come on.
Sandwich right there.
That's a hard-fought zero game
Exactly.
play.
He got nowhere, but he battled hard to get there.
Shook a couple guys, ran through a tackle, and just they just got to him. And it looks like maybe DC West is starting to pull a few guys out.
Start their own rotation.
Because if you're DC West, you did some good things tonight. You got a lot of football left to play. You don't want to get one of your dudes hurt. You already got one of your guys that's kind of banged up tonight. You definitely don't want to get the Asher kid hurt or your good quarterback. Any of those guys, you just want to okay, all right, let's move on and let's get ready for next Friday. Ooh.
Quarterback keeps it and then runs to the far side, but not able to get anywhere again.
And the nice thing is the clock just runs. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about giving the ball up, because you're going to take off 3 or 4 minutes if you can get a first down like we did with Grady there. It's huge, because we're going to grind off so much time.
So 3rd down and 11 on the 23-yard line.
All right, let's see what we got here. See if the young guys can work some magic. See if Logan's going to sling it around a little bit here.
We've actually seen one of the more interesting games for the Warriors.
Here's
tonight.
a guy to watch, number 46 over there at tight end, Landon Glock, who is a future star for the Warriors. Will he get it? No, we're handing it off. Here we go.
Wraps around, breaks a tackle, and
that.
gets down to the
Who is that?
13-yard line.
Logan Lacey. Hello. There we go. Logan, who's battled back from some injury. Tough kid.
So 4th and 1.
He very nearly gets it right there, and there's
4th and 1 on the 13-yard line.
There's no field goal kicker.
No.
And there is no punter. So we are going to go for this. And I think
the clock is running, might as well.
Yeah, we might as well, whatever. Yeah, you get the first down, and then your whole idea is you just churn away and you just try to run this game out. I'm guessing if we get this first down, you might see some even younger kids come in the game to get them some time here at the end of this game, because it looks like the Falcons have subbed down a little bit.
Snaps back, holds on to it,
Ooh.
Tries to go forward.
That's close.
See where they spot him.
I don't know. That's hard to say. What do we got? Oh, nope.
Yep.
Short.
They turn it over.
All right, so the first time we've turned it over on downs. No punts tonight, but young guys turned it over on downs right there. But a good drive. I mean, they drove it down to the
14-yard line.
14-yard line, so you can't hang your head for that.
And for both teams, looking on the DC West side, they've done some good things, and they've done some things that other teams haven't had. You look at the score; they have 14 points on the board, so that's
yeah. There's nothing to.
The varsity was able to go against the varsity to do that.
You're talking about a 28-14 game at one point.
Yeah.
And then we're down 7-0. Haven't trailed in a game. I don't know when's the last time we've trailed.
Yeah.
I don't know if we trailed at all last year. Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was kind of a misplay there as the snap went off to the side. He had to kind of one-arm catch that.
Lacey came in and straight drilled the kid. And this is their young guy playing quarterback, so he's a little nervous out there.
Yeah, it looked like he looked over at his back to say, am I supposed to hand it to you or not? I don't know.
You take it. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Crap. And then he just gets straight drilled by Logan there. Which is
so
nice play. I mean, you got guys out there that are not freshmen. They're juniors. They're sophomores. And so these are the guys that really need time. Cody's out there playing safety. He's keeping everybody. Oh, boy. Oh, very nearly a safety.
Just forward progress will keep him out of the safety, but that was almost.
Landon Glock was in there in a second and just about almost took the snap when he got it because it was a high shotgun snap. And now they're in a predicament.
3rd and 22 on the 1-yard line.
They need to get a good snap, and they need to get a positive. They haven't had a positive play yet since these young guys come in. So if it doesn't go well here, there could be 2 points on the board. So I think they definitely don't. They want to get out of this shadow right here because they're in a bind right here. You definitely don't want to give up a safety with your young guys. You don't want to, break their confidence, whatever. And I'm seeing a couple of. They got an older receiver out here, number 11.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to
far side.
Chuck it. Oh, geez, another high
Bad snap.
Get on it, boys. Get on it. That's a defensive touchdown. Logan Lacey, baby. Here we go. Another high snap, and then we had penetration in there. Oh, wait a minute. What?
One official's calling for a safety. The other was calling touchdown.
Logan had the ball. Unless they're saying the quarterback had his knee on the ground when he grabbed it.
Safety is called.
Not able to read lips. So.
It's hard to say because when the ball went up in the air, the quarterback grabbed for it. Then it came down and hit the ground. Did he have his knee on the ground? He must have called that he was down, and then Logan came in and grabbed it while he was down with his knee.
Well, a big conversation with the white hat right now.
We've had lots of powwows tonight. Lots of conversations on the. What did you see? What did you see? Well, I don't know. What did you see? It looked to me like he was down. Well, did his knee down? I don't know.
Right.
I
had a whole bunch of people in my way.
I would love to. Okay, so they're
calling
going out.
us
Just
safety.
give them 2, whatever. I would love to be standing right in the middle of that conversation and hear the words that were said. it was probably a lot of, well, what'd you see? Well, what'd you see? I don't know. I was 20 yards away. What'd you see? Well, shit. Let's just give him the safety, whatever.
Right.
It's like it's kind of like the meeting at the pitcher's mound when you go up to the pitcher's
when in
mound.
doubt, give him the safety instead of the defensive touchdown.
Right. I want to. Now, if this game was 16-14,
right,
they
then
would be thinking differently. But it's 56-14, so they're kind of like, all right, just give them 2, whatever. Let's get out of here. But the crazy thing is, we get the ball back.
Yep.
Now,
With 3:45 left in the game.
The young guys are going to get the ball back, and it's weird because you kick off from clear back here, kick off from what, the 20-yard line?
I believe it is, yeah.
Or you can punt. You can punt from back there too, if you got a kid who can punt it. Sometimes they run a kickoff team out there. Sometimes they line them all up and he just punts it. It doesn't happen very much, so you don't practice this kind of stuff. I mean, you get your kick return team out there, but if you're the one that has to punt it or kick it, you kind of go, all right, what do we do here? Well, just have Jerry punt it. I don't know.
Now, I do have to say, I love watching high school and college, high school football, because professional football and the kickoffs and stuff like that drive me nuts.
Yeah, it's weird now with the kickoffs, and they just fair catch it.
Yeah.
There's really no pizzazz anymore. But this could be crazy here. You got a bunch of young guys out there on coverage, a bunch of young guys on the return, and we got some fast dudes. Our young dudes are fast, and we got short kick, and there's one of the fast dudes right here.
Turns,
there we go.
Goes to the far side.
There we go. Good job, Micah.
Gets down to the 45-yard line.
Micah Hardy right there, one of the other backup running backs. Good job possessing the ball, getting some positive yardage, and not trying to reach for another 6 inches and fumbling,
Right.
Just do your job.
Hold on to the ball.
Hold on to the ball.
Let the clock do what it's supposed to now.
Let the clock be your friend. So you got Mike out there. You got Reed out there. We're probably going to see a little bit of running game.
1st and 10 for the Warriors from the 45-yard line.
If we can get close to a first down, we'll probably be done here. And we got Brody Milliken taking some snaps at quarterback, the young freshman who has done some really good things.
Gets the far side, trying to turn forward, and carries a couple of Falcons forward across the 40-yard line to about the 39.
Yeah, that's good carry by Micah right there. And, looks like a hockey game. We got a whole bunch more dudes coming in.
Yeah.
This is where it's crazy. You're on the sideline. It's like, who hasn't got in? We need a guard. Go, go, go,
But I don't play that. That's okay.
Yeah, you do now. Go in. You're all tackles, but let's just line up. Just block down.
Yep.
We're just going to hand the ball off here to Reed or Micah or whoever.
Just
there
move forward.
That looked like it maybe got to the line to gain here, which is a good deal. That just means we got some more downs and a couple more dudes get. Oh, they're calling short?
They're calling short by
Don't
one.
wave your hands. You're not stopping the clock, buddy.
1st and 10.
Okay, there you go. There's another good decision.
There you go. 1st and 10. They're like, yeah, no.
No, we're not stopping the clock to measure. No, we're not doing that, boys. Nobody wants that. Other than the young guys out there, they want to play a little bit more.
Right.
Which is fine. All right, here we go.
2 receivers on the near side, close on the far side. Movement comes across.
Ooh, come on.
Handoff comes back. Hesitates and loses about a yard.
Yep. Logan Kelly out there running around on kind of a sweep. A little different when you got all the young guys blocking for you, but tough running. And we've probably got maybe 2 more plays in us, depending on how fast the young guys go.
Yep, minute 12 and counting.
And we've got everybody some carries. All our running backs have had a couple carries.
Hand off. Goes forward.
There you go, Micah.
Bounces to the outside. Keeps dragging.
Nice run by Micah there.
Moves forward, and so that brings down 3rd and 2.
Okay.
45 seconds left.
This is probably the last play because we will not hurry up and run a 4th down play and give the ball to the other team. We'll just call her good right here.
Movement comes across. Handoff goes forward, gets the first down.
That is Evan Reynolds right there.
Yeah.
His first carry of the night. He's a
Number 29,
junior right there.
with the carry.
And that's pretty much probably the last play of the game right there, as we have less than 10 seconds.
I think we're done here. It's another
56-14.
good decisive win for the Warriors.
Warriors, good decisive win.
Another
But
running clock for the tally. But a few interesting things tonight. You know, a few things you're learning about your team on a game like this. Well, somebody tried to come out and chuck it all over the yard on us.
yeah.
And a couple times they were successful. So
Yeah, they were able to find a couple of good receptions and move that ball, get
Absolutely.
14 points against us against the leadoff group. So
yeah, the number one team in the state went down 7-0 after a long drive.
a
That's
6-minute drive. Yeah,
That was kind of like a what is going on here? But, you know, when you have the character, the team's got resilience. It's kind of like the Big Red last weekend. They got punched in the face, but they didn't quit. They kept fighting. Same thing. We're kind of on the other end of it, though. But we recovered. We kept fighting, and we got control of what felt like some pretty good momentum by the Falcons there. And, you know, hat tip to Coach Troy and the guys over there. They did a good job. They had a good game plan. They made some plays.
and
The Jimmies and Joes just weren't in their favor tonight, but at the same time, you know, they battled. I mean,
they did, and
they could have gave up 75 tonight if they didn't want to battle, but they were fighting. I mean, they look like a completely different team than what I kind of saw on film against
even
some
last
other teams.
week they worked on just some of the things to be able to put things together, and again, scoring 14 points against the varsity lead team is nothing to, that's something to be proud of for the Falcons.
Well, they were the first team to score on our varsity defense.
That's right.
All year. Nobody in the meat of a game has scored any points on us.
Yeah.
And they scored 2 touchdowns, legitimate
and that
varsity on varsity, ones on ones. They went down and took 14 from us. So that's something that, you know, when you're having like the year in 19 when we were killing everybody, you have to find things to motivate the players. You have to find reasons to get them fired up for games when you know you're kind of outgunning people. But, you know, tonight you got a legit coaching opportunity to say, you know what, these guys were throwing all over us in this coverage. We did this. You know, maybe you need to get to your drops better. Maybe there's something with the DBs, some technique we can work on, because next week, whoever we're playing next week, we need to make sure they don't throw the ball on us at all.
Exactly.
So, you know, we've done a good job stopping the run. Now we got to recover and get better at this other phase of our team, because
you guarantee next week's team is watching this film going, look at this throw, look at that throw.
Yeah, there's teams out there that are winning games in our district. You know, Mount Michael was coming into tonight was 3-1. Fort Calhoun was 4-0. We're 4-0 coming into tonight. I mean, there's teams in our district that are making some headway out there. And tonight we had, I got to pull this up and see, Mount Michael versus
Fort Calhoun.
Fort Calhoun's a big game tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
so Ashland destroyed Louisville. Logan View destroyed Concordia. That's interesting. Gross got a win over Boys Town. That's a good one. Mount Michael 34-20 over Fort Calhoun.
Wow.
And Mount Michael lost to Lakeview, who's a really good team. So Mount Michael and Fort Calhoun are two teams that mean business, and I guarantee you both of them are going to asterisk this game and watch this film whenever we see them, and they're going to want to take the opportunities that we gave DC West tonight. So it's an opportunity for us to get better, and we need to make sure that when we see somebody next week, they're not going to get those opportunities from a defensive standpoint, because it's next week's Mount Michael.
It is.
And it's here. It'll be a huge game. You're talking about a 4-1 team versus a 5-0 team. Two probably ranked teams. Mount Michael's probably going to be in the top 10 or close.
Yeah, close.
And if they got somebody that can sling it around, they're going to say, well, we can throw on Wahoo because look at this film.
Right.
And even though, you know, we settled into it and we got all kinds of athletes on the back end, if you can do those timing routes,
yeah,
they're really hard to stop.
They are.
And if you can protect your quarterback and he can have 1, 2, 3, look here, look there, throw, that's at the high school level is really hard to defend. Even though we've got lots of elite guys in the backfield or in the defensive backfield, those opportunities are there for everybody. I mean, if a team decided they were going to come out and they were able to take Kip away or take our running game away, we would have to resort to that. We'd have to resort to that as well. We haven't had that happen yet, which is a good thing. But, I think if a team came out and locked our running game down, we would have to rely on that passing game. And I think we could do it. It's just, what you'll take what the defense will give you. And if we're going to play back, if you're going to play deep, you're going to play a lot of safeties, you're relying on just 3 guys up front, yeah, you can probably find some opportunities either in the run game or the pass game if you got a good enough offense. And Mount Michael seems to have a pretty good team so far.
Yeah, they do. So that is next week right here. You can watch that on bsdnlive.com, Saunders County Online YouTube, Wahoo Public Schools YouTube, and listen to it on 99.3 FM, Saunders County Online. Yeah. And again, if you've missed any of this or you just want to go back and watch it over again, go ahead and do that. It's there free for as long as the internet allows it to be.
It's another great day to be a Warrior, Kelly.
It is a great day to be a Warrior.
Every day, but on a Friday night, beautiful weather. Got 500 little cheerleaders out running around. We had the Rhino football kids out tonight in their jerseys, wanting to be future Warriors out here.
The future is bright.
Watching Kip and the boys running around making plays. It's a great night. There's no better way to spend a Friday night than on a beautiful fall evening watching high school football.
Yep, under the Friday night lights.
I just love the fact that I get to come up here and say stupid stuff over the airways, and we can talk about our team and kind of brag about the boys and kind of join along with them in this ride. Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah, so again, thank you for coming and joining us there, John, because
otherwise
people would have to listen to me tonight, and I'd feel sorry for them. But again, we do want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of our broadcast, and a part of the Wahoo Warriors Athletic Booster Club, JEO Consulting, Wahoo State Bank, First Bank of Nebraska, Saunders Medical Center, Wahoops, Union Bank and Trust, Woodsmith Builders, Simon's Home Store and Retire Path Advisors, Sid Dillon of Wahoo, Titles, Wahoo Dental Associates, Saunders County Chiropractic, Rivalry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate Tammy Bennett, Hardy Acres, Wahoo Concrete, Edward Jones, Josh Kruger, Shutt Electrical and Contracting, and Tim and Seth Molly Construction. Well, we'll be back on air on Tuesday with volleyball and softball, both. And then so that's going to continue on with more activities as we continue through the fall. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of our broadcast. And